Obviously, you've covered Cristiano Ronaldo's career extensively in Spain, and there is a bit of a distance, isn't there, between what he's achieved both in Spain and everywhere else he's played in terms of the goals, the trophies won, the reputation, and what he's done for the national side. What do you put that down to?
Well, am I allowed to push back a bit and say, actually, he's achieved quite a lot with the national team in winning the Euros and winning the Nations League as well? Yes, all right. You know, not many teams can win the World Cup. Only one team can win it every 4 years, and Portugal haven't been able to do that. But he won the Euros with them, and they won the Nations League. And I know the Nations League isn't a major tournament, but you have to beat some pretty good teams to do that. Not least Spain in the final when they won that. So I wouldn't necessarily suggest that it's been a failure or even not as successful. He's had tremendous success throughout his club career. Wherever he's gone, he's won trophies. He's won fewer international trophies because it's perhaps harder to win international trophies. But I wouldn't say it's a failure for him not to have won the World Cup. But there is obviously in the back of his mind, I'm sure, and everybody who is a massive fan of Ronaldo, of whom there are millions all over the world, there is this obvious little asterisk in his glorious career that he hasn't won the World Cup, and he's not going to win the World Cup. And in his last World Cup, I think it was patently obvious to everyone that he once was one of the best players of the world and maybe of all time. He is not anymore, and he hasn't been for a few years now. I remember being at the Euros 2 years ago, being in the stadium. I think I covered every single Portugal game thinking, what's going on? You know, why is he still starting? Surely he can't be starting. And here he is 2 years later, still starting. He scored 3 goals, which he seems to think in the pre-match press conference to the Spain game, he was quite bigging himself up, saying, you know, it's not that bad. It's pretty good, isn't it? You know, I haven't done that bad. 3 goals at the World Cup. But I think everybody who is entirely objective on this matter will objectively look at this and think, yeah, you know, you're no longer the great, extraordinary player that you once were.
Phil, there's a moment in every aging player or athlete's career where you're a little bit delusional, where you think you can still do it, but your body can't. And normally your mind is 3 years behind your body. Like you keep going, oh, I can still. So when you talk to those bits about Ronaldo, are you laying the blame at his feet or at the manager's feet for keep playing him?
Well, he will want to keep playing, won't he? You know, there are very few players that know exactly the right time to go out. I can think of a couple off the top of my head, and they're Toni Kroos and Zinedine Zidane, who went out at the peak of their powers. That was the right time to go out. But obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo, he's gone to Saudi and he's scored more goals, and I think he's won some trophies there. And, you know, they did win the Nations League with Portugal recently as well. So you can make an argument. You can use statistics and trophies and goals to make an argument to suggest that actually he is still good enough to keep going. It's just that when you compare him to what he was previously, he's so miles away from that now that it's difficult, I think, to sustain that argument. And obviously there's been a lot of criticism of Roberto Martinez for playing him basically every game, all game, every game, you know, hardly taking him off, and him being plan A and plan B and C as well. It's hard to overstate the sort of cultural significance Cristiano Ronaldo has in Portugal as not just the most famous Portuguese person in the world, but just sort of, you know, a socio-cultural ambassador for this small country around the world. But I think, you know, someone should have realized it's time that he's not starting every single game for us. And maybe that someone should have been Ronaldo. Maybe someone could have sat him down and said, listen, man, you can be so useful for us. Last 10, 15, 20 minutes, you can win the game for us. You can be the match winner for us, but we're not going to start you every game. Maybe that conversation,
Phil, you stumbled onto,
yeah.
I should have said it was a leading question, but you stumbled onto my next part. You say that, sit him down, take him to one side, time to be on the bench.
Yeah.
Do you see what happened when you took him off in the last game? Did you see the faces he was pulling?
Done, right?
So,
yeah.
Again, this is part of the... I hate this part because ultimately when players come to the end, great players come to the end, it's always they're not as good as they once were. But we kind of take away how great he once was. But the big part with Ronaldo is he has a massive ego, which you need, but you cannot say that he has helped this team just in this World Cup alone. And that part there for the manager to take him out is a massive distraction. It's a massive talking point if he's on the bench because Messi's doing so well for Argentina. All of the narrative around it. So I actually think they would damned if they do, damned if they don't. But I think in this situation, Ronaldo is to blame as well because he makes it so hard to drop him.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's just that he is such a sort of relentless winner. And I used to work at Real Madrid TV, and I used to go and watch him train every single day. We used to travel with them all over the country, all over Europe. Really quite sort of up close, seeing them work day in, day out. He was just ridiculously, relentlessly aggressively competitive in absolutely everything that he did. He was just a monster training. Training was just incredible the way that he trained, and then that was out on the pitch, and it was absolutely fantastic what he did during the years at Real Madrid. But that is a long time ago, and someone who is as competitive and desperate to win as Cristiano Ronaldo, I thought there could have been some logic by saying, if you want to win the World Cup, and imagine your legacy if you win the World Cup, you can be more useful to us off the bench than starting every game and playing 85, 90 minutes every game. That is logic. That will help you personally, your legacy. But maybe I'm being sort of unrealistic in thinking that conversation might ever have happened.
Hey, Phil, at the end of the day, Roberto Martinez made the right decisions to continue to play him or the wrong decisions? And Ronaldo made the team better or he made the team worse?
I was looking at his touches in the opposition area. This is not always the best metric to go by, but against Democratic Republic of Congo, he had 5 touches in the opposition area. Uzbekistan, he had 10. Colombia touched the ball twice in Colombia's area. Croatia once, and that was a penalty, and tonight 3 times. That's just one metric of many that you can read. Tonight, I didn't think that I didn't look at this game and think, oh, wow, Portugal have lost because they've got Ronaldo playing on the pitch. I think there are so many deficiencies in this Portuguese side, and I'm actually stunned at how poor a World Cup that they've had. I know we're talking about Ronaldo, but allow me to just deviate and just mention how utterly ineffective Vitinha was. And I think Vitinha is one of the greatest footballers we have active in Europe at the moment, the way he can read a game, control a game. His numbers tonight were just abysmal. No chances created, barely no touches in the opposition penalty area, barely any completed passes, no blocks, no tackles, one completed dribble. Like Vitinha did nothing, and he's one of the best players in the world. So if he's doing nothing, it's not sort of fair to blame it all on Cristiano Ronaldo. So listen, Ronaldo scored 3 goals in this competition. He chipped in, doing what he can do because he physically can't do any more than this. But there's no way I think he should have played as many minutes as he has in this competition.
Phil, yeah, I definitely agree with everything that you've said. Ronaldo was boasting about himself, the way that he scored 3 goals and kind of looking at it like he's been successful this World Cup. As an outsider looking in, I think I would consider it a failure for Ronaldo this World Cup. But ultimately, what would you say is his legacy with the national team?
Like I said, there are these 2 trophies for Portugal that have been won. The Euros in 2016, which was massive for Portugal, obviously, and massive for Cristiano Ronaldo personally, and the Nations League, which they won shortly, last year against Spain, which was celebrated as a major trophy because they had to beat some good teams to win it. So I think when he looks back and when everybody looks back and think, he did actually win something, and it is not easy to win something. And there are some pretty good historical legendary figures who have never won anything with their national team. And Cristiano Ronaldo has managed to do that. It's just that it's gone on a bit too long, the last 2 tournaments. And at the Euros, I was genuinely thinking and talking to colleagues saying, he's not going to start the World Cup, is it, in 2 years? Like, this surely has to be it. And it wasn't. So I think, maybe too two tournaments too far in terms of being the main man. But prior to that, I think he's been extremely significant in a really, really successful period for Portuguese international football.
Listen, Phil, I love you, man, but you're trying to sell sand at the beach right now. And I got to tell you, he's 41. He's played in Saudi for 2 years. He's way off the pace. Didn't deserve to be on the field. And it ultimately hurt the team, no question about it. You got Ramos on the bench, who just went to Milan for big money, scored the game-winning goal, and was left on the bench. So, yeah, we could talk about Vitinha and all these other guys that they didn't have a good tournament for sure. We're talking about, by the way, 2 center midfielders that just came off back-to-back Champions League, right? It'd be hard to point at them and say, hey, those guys are the problem. But when you play with a man down every single game because you play with a 41-year-old up top, it's difficult. You know who plays with a 41-year-old up top? Bosnia. They play with Dzeko because they don't have those kind of options. But a nation like Portugal, with the players that they have, should never have played with a 41-year-old up top that's past it.
And that's why I didn't really want to dive in. I was going to, because I know we've got to go to break. But, Phil, that's where I understand you saw Ronaldo up close. You have a lot of, you saw the work, right? So when you've seen the work, naturally you want to defend that person because they need to be defended, right? But if you're talking about the midfielders as a whole, what do all three of them do? They go, they roam, they play their passes, but also they need runners in behind. Why are PSG so good? They have runners without the ball. Where does that come from? From the top of the pitch. Not just Ronaldo, he will get the blame because he's the biggest name. Naturally, that's part of being one of the best players in world football. But Rafael Leao, when he started, nothing. Neto, when he started, nothing. Conceição, nothing. So when we do this thing of like, oh, what about Vitinha? It's like, oh, no. These guys are good. They're very good. The structure and the framework of the team, and this is why I think Roberto Martinez will come under so much legacy pressure, because he wants to play a style of football that makes these players restricted in their movement. But if you actually watch them in their teams, they're the opposite. It's go and play, go and dominate games. And I think Ronaldo was maybe a cycle too many, but also he played a big part. To say he scored 3 goals, 2 against Uzbekistan, by the way. Not respectfully, against Uzbekistan. The other one was a penalty against Croatia, which he came off as soon as he scored. So he hasn't been a good tournament, but he has been a great player. So I want us to talk about it for right here, right now, what he has been, but also appreciate just how great he has been as well.
Best Portuguese player, I think, tonight and maybe in the whole tournament was Nuno Mendes. Maybe that should tell you something. If the left back is the standout player of an unbelievably talented Portuguese squad, these were one of the favourites coming into the start of the tournament. That's why I'm so profoundly disappointed in their performance throughout the tournament, because we expected so much more. We've touched upon some of the issues. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo is a glaring issue, but you're right how the midfield. How the team is structured around that midfield was wrong, because when you have those players there and they're not being involved in the game, which they weren't tonight, that's not just on them. So yeah, you're right. And I'm not just here to defend Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm here to say he was an absolutely extraordinary player, one of the best of all time, but he hasn't been for a while. And yeah, we've seen that in this tournament.
And Phil, just finally, now obviously they're going to have to make do without Ronaldo because his World Cup and international career is over. How do they move on from this? What do you think is going to happen over the next few months? Obviously, Roberto Martinez is leaving too. What is the path forward for Portugal now?
It's funny, isn't it? Is there any chance that it's some kind of weight lifted off the team's shoulders, that they don't necessarily have the pressure of playing for Cristiano, have this huge aura presence around them? I'm not sure, but I think that psychologically there might be something to it. Obviously, they have someone like Gonzalo Ramos who can come in and play, that kind of central role. But I think emotionally, him leaving might not be the massively negative thing that we could perhaps think that it was. They've got some eminently winnable games coming up in the Nations League as well. I say that. Norway World Cup quarter-finalists, so maybe not that winnable. But this is still an extremely strong side, and with a few tweaks, I think they will be very competitive at the next Euros.
Phil, last one, really quick. Yes, Ronaldo's moving on, but so is Roberto Martinez. And I just pulled up on my phone here. He's 45 matches, 32 wins, 6 draws, 7 losses. So it's still for as much as Roberto Martinez leaves you wanting a bit more, it's still a very difficult job to come in and do better, isn't it? Because it's still a very talented team. So while it's what next for Portugal as a federation, where do they go? Never mind Ronaldo not being there as a manager. Who's the next one up?
But are we? I don't think you can dismiss Ronaldo's presence and the effect that has had on the manager. So the manager's going and Ronaldo's going as well. A new manager comes in. It's like a clean slate. It's like, Ronaldo's been here for the last 21, 22 years. He's not here anymore. We can almost start afresh. Don't mean to make that sound disrespectful at all. Obviously, we know what his legacy is like. But like I said, his presence, I think emotionally might have had a strong impact on these players and the coach as well. So clean slate, and let's see what they can do.
Yeah, Phil, we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure it's a debate that's going to rage over the next few weeks. What's next for Portugal? Thanks for
the words. Yeah, definitely.
Blue, the USA, in their dark blue kit, and up goes Richards of Crystal Palace to try and head the ball clear, and it'll be eventually cleared in the right forward position for the USA. It'll be interesting to see where Serginho Dest plays on the right for the United States of America. He starts nominally in a back five, but the other day when they beat a stubborn and unambitious Bosnia-Herzegovina to get this far, he was playing virtually as a right side forward in support of Balogun with Pulisic on the left. Here's De Kuyper of Brighton to get the throw in for Belgium into the penalty area. It's cleared away, and I'll run you through the teams as soon as we get a break. It's the first shot of the day, and it's not a bad one either from Belgium's point of view. Castagna bending it, and Reece has to make the save.
It's a brilliant strike from Castagna. They've started off ever so well, but frees with a really good save. It's a fantastic save. Comes to the edge of the box. It don't do with it, USA, and it's a good strike from Tielemans. Good block. Once it comes to Castagna, he's trying to find that far corner. What a save that is from Freeze.
Really good save by the New York City goalkeeper to deny Timothy Castagna only a third international goal. The Fulham defender getting us off to a good start. Front foot start by Belgium. The referee, Adam McCadmer of Jordan, just having a word with one or two in there. He'd be under real pressure as well. Imagine if he has to send off a USA player, what will he be thinking? Well, imagine if he has to send off a Belgian player again, what will he be thinking there? It's a tough game for him, None of this needed to have happened. It's going to be a corner kick then to be taken by De Kuyper. He'll take this with his left foot, he'll swing it away. And a decent campaign at Brighton, helping them get into Europe. In comes across into the middle. It's headed goalwards, and it's easily dealt with. The header was by Charles de Ketelaere. Let's start with the United States of America. Their line at McFreese in goal. Nominally it's a back three, then Freeman, Richards and Ream, with Dest and Robinson the wing-backs. McKennie, Adams and Tillman. Really well-balanced midfield, and I'll tell you what, there's not a more hard-working midfield than that trio in this World Cup final series. And Christian Pulisic up front with Balogun through the middle. As far as Belgium are concerned, Thibaut Courtois in goal, Timothy Castagna, the returning Ngoy, Mekele and De Kuyper at the back. I'll break off because the USA are on the attack. The ball is headed away. So in the midfield for Belgium, Onana and Tielemans Zeehold, with Trossard, Raskin of Glasgow Rangers and Luca Bacchio supporting Charles de Ketelaere up front. He was once upon a time the whiz kid, the coming star of Belgian football. Plays at Atalanta. It's not quite happened for him on the international scene. De Ketelaere, this is second World Cup. Played forward then by Robinson on the left-hand side for the US. And here's Balogun's first touch. You have to feel sorry for him because the world has sort of exploded around his shoulders in the last couple of days.
Yeah, they're talking about him, but he might like that. He might thrive on it and say, people are talking about me, let me go and deliver and say it was the right decision that they made, and, we get on with it.
Was Clinton Morrison, when he was a player, I wonder, a player who disliked people talking about him or liked people talking about him?
You know me well, so you can answer that question, because you've known me since I was a youngster. I loved it when people spoke about me. If you weren't speaking about me, it was a big problem. I
could never speak about you too much, because I could never get a word in edgeways.
Exactly, there you go.
Robinson with the throw for the US along the line of his penalty area, and it should be cleared away. They started off in startling style against Paraguay with that 4-1 win. More difficult to get it straight here, 2-0. Then they lost against Turkey, changed side, and then they came back to beat Bosnia the other day. And a very tricky game for them, but they dealt with it very well down in Santa Clara because Bosnia didn't offer anything, did they?
No, they didn't. They were outstanding. America, they got the goal for Balogun, and he had one where he was offside, and I thought they were the better team. Bosnia came towards the end. Even when they went down to 10 men, you were thinking, go on, Bosnia, can you go and get an equaliser? But the USA were too strong for them. But this will be a better test because Belgium, on their day, can cause problems. They haven't got started yet. I think they did against Senegal for about half an hour where they were really good, but they need to do a full 90 where they're at it.
USA beat Belgium in their first ever game in World Cup finals. It was 1933-0. Opening game in those finals, as I say, but since then they've lost each of their last 6 meetings with Belgium in all competitions. And Belgium have a good record against CONCACAF nations as well. They've won each of their last 3. We're seeing again that opening shot. It was a good one by Castagna. The goalkeeper really had to reach Clinton there.
Yeah, it was a great save because that is going in the top corner from Castagna. Great technique.
Belgium have possession, right fullback position. Castagna 10 yards inside the far touchline. We've been playing 5 minutes. USA 0, Belgium 0 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. And don't forget, 2 more matches later on today. Argentina against Egypt. That might be tricky, you know. And Switzerland against Colombia, who are underrated, I think, in this tournament. Colombia.
Yeah, they'll cause a lot of problems, Colombia. I mean, it'd be a good game, that. I think 2 teams that can cause an upset and beat a big team in it is Switzerland and Colombia. Got some good players.
Here's Tim Ream at the back for the USA, a real gent, let me tell you. He's a very humble player. He's had a remarkably long career in football. He's what is he now, Tim? He was born in 1987. You work out the maths. I can't do it. Ream has possession on the far side. He finds Robinson. I know he's 25. And in towards Pulisic. Gobbled up immediately. Strong challenge on him to win it back. And I just wonder whether or not one of the reasons they're starting with Onana in there is he can cover ground quickly and get across to Pulisic.
Yeah, he's good. Onana, he's really good. I'm trying to work out Tim. He's not 38, 39, is he?
He is, yeah. He's 38.
Wow. Still going strong. Fair play to him. And he's the captain, leads by example. But yeah, Onana coming back into the team. I can understand why Garcia's gone for him, because he wants to be solid. He don't want the game to open up. And what you said, JP, you make a great point. McKennie, Adams and Tillman have been outstanding as a free. They offer so much, those 3 in midfield.
They swap and change about, and then one will come up in support of Balogun up front. Even if the United States win and Balogun scores a couple of goals, it's going to seem hollow in a way, which would be a real shame for him. But, you know, he was shown the red card. The referee wasn't going to give him a red card. VAR decided, and the referee, having seen the super slow-mo, and that's what it was. And once you saw that image of the challenge and the foot buckled, I think that's why the referee sent him out. But it's been rescinded, and here's Onana now for Belgium towards that far side where they can pick up and have a run. And running from deep is Luca Bacchio, which is what he does. The ball played in the middle. Tielemans has missed it. Side for the chance, 6-yarder. Big chance for Belgium. They've started off really strongly and they're making inroads.
Oh, what a chance. It should be 1-0. And that's the one player you probably want it to fall to, JP, is Tielemans. Luca Bacchio does ever so well. They can't touch him. And Castagna started off ever so well. Gets to the byline, cuts it back, and he can't sort out his feet, Tielemans. Completely miskicks it, and he knows it's a big opportunity. They've started the better, Belgium.
Trossard played it in from the left-hand side for Belgium. They've worked it back. Nothing on up front. So interesting. Wanted to see Trossard and Tielemans at each other's throats at half-time the other day. They were heading out against Senegal. 4 minutes from time they were out. They've won the game, and then of course Trossard and Tielemans were all over each other. Happens in football, that. You know that.
It does. Yeah, you both want to win, and they had a disagreement. But towards the end, when Tielemans scores the winning goal, Trossard's the first one to go and celebrate with him. So it's soon forgotten about. I don't mind that. I think that's going out the game a bit of passion like that, JP.
Belgium have possession, right-hand side, halfway inside the USA half, 0-0. Ball is stroked brilliantly across from Onana, finds Trossard on the left-hand touchline, advances to the edge of the penalty area, hooks it, left foot crosses, easily blocked, and the USA cleared away, but not very far to the edge of the penalty area. And there's a cross shot across the goal, and it's in. The flag stays down. Belgium are ahead. De Ketelaere, the USA defence all over the place. Didn't get rid of the first ball, muddled in the middle, squirted across the 6-yard area, and Charles De Ketelaere, in his second World Cup finals, gets his first World Cup goal.
Yeah, De Ketelaere is in the right place at the right time, and you can see it's gone quiet in here, but it's poor from Dest. I don't know what he's waiting for. Raskin's the first one to react. They're waiting to clear the ball, take their time. Raskin does ever so well, and De Ketelaere has got a tap in at the back post, but it's brilliant play from Raskin. So poor from Dest. There's about 2 or 3 players waiting to go and clear the ball. But it's been a brilliant start from Belgium, and they thoroughly deserve this lead, JP.
Well, in all his changes, Rudy Garcia kept De Ketelaere in and Lukaku on the bench, and he has repaid the coach's faith there, but it was horrible to do. Look at the dark blue shirts back in there, Clinton.
Yeah, there's loads of them. I think Dest is waiting for McKennie to go and attack it, but that's Dest's ball. He's the closest, he's got to go and attack it, but credit to Raskin, he does ever so well.
9 USA defenders back inside that penalty area, ball watching, as the ball is played across the 6-yard area, and De Ketelaere tapping from 4-5 yards out for his 7th goal in the colours of Belgium, and certainly his biggest. He played it well in Euro 24 as well. He had a cameo role there. I think he played 3 minutes on the bench, something like that. So he's not had the best of time in tournament football, but he's kept his place today and put Belgium ahead, as Robinson has it now for the USA, with that startling bleached blonde hair. Forward then towards Balogun, who rode a challenge and worked the ball out towards the right-hand side for the USA, where they have in possession Weston McKennie. Has not missed a minute of these World Cup finals, has played 82 of his last 83 possible games for Juventus. He's a workaholic in there. And meanwhile, a free kick has been given for a foul on one of the Belgian players by Tyler Adams, I think.
Yeah, he catches De Ketelaere. He catches him at the back. I tell you, one player who hasn't started yet, Dest, needs to liven up, because if I'm the manager, I'm thinking, you've got 10 or 15 minutes to produce, because you've not started yet. You've not given the ball away, you're not reacting to things at the moment.
Just shown a cutaway of Gianni Infantino up in the stands with the lady who's so enthralled with the game. She's on her phone. And Belgium have possession deep inside their own half. High ball up to the USA defence, which is headed away by Chris Richards, who's had a smashing World Cup. He had a terrific last season with Crystal Palace, helping them to the conference as well. What a year it's been for Crystal Palace, whose fans dread the breakup of your former club.
It is. They might lose quite a few players in the summer as well. It's going to be a rebuilding, but you're right, Richards has been outstanding at the back for them this season.
Belgium look for Trossard, cups his body, tries to brace it away from Alex Freeman, who's been a real success for the USA. Plays at Villarreal in Spain. He's been an ever-present for the United States of America this whole calendar season of football, which goes on and on and on. Already the European competitions have started, the qualifiers. As Rudy Garcia prances up and down on that touchline with his light blue shirt on and a red tie and navy slacks and navy shoes as well, and he will regret flapping his arms around when he sees the TV pictures of his horrible sweat stains underneath his arms.
He does know it's hot there. He's got to get the right choice of, shirt wear. Maybe, stick to colours that don't show too much sweat, because it is hot out there.
Well, I'm not into advertising much and don't know much about ideas, but if there's a deodorant company that wants a shot and before and after shot, that might be a good one for them. If they do, by the way, I'm available for a cut of that. It's a free kick for Belgium on their right-hand side, on their left-hand side, pushed back then to Brandon Mekele of Bruges, who again has not missed a minute of this tournament. Picked up a couple of yellows on the way through, but one was in the group stage, and then there was the amnesty after that. Now comes out then towards Luca Bacchio, red on the right-hand side. De Ketelaere chases off after it. He may not be a prolific goal scorer, but he's got great work rate on him. Luca Bacchio cutting in from that right-hand side, pulls it back to Raskin, who's had a good start, the bearded Glasgow Rangers midfield player. Now Anana, and they look well balanced in the Belgian midfield. The Ketelaere inside that penalty, across the box it goes. Tielemans stepped over it. Behind him, when well positioned, was Belgium's Anana might have been in there. It was Luca Bacchio who got in there actually. Back in comes another cross. Trossard helps it on, and as he was stretching, he simply looped it into the hands of Matt Fries. It's all Belgium. They've got Fries in goal. They've frozen out on the pitch here.
They have frozen. They've been nowhere near good enough. They're giving the ball away. Robinson, it's been a bit disappointing for me in this tournament so far. He's been a bit rash and all over the place, even in possession and defending.
Oh, it's a whiplash effort from 25 yards out from Leandro Trossard. Apologises to one or two of his teammates, but he's a big game, big goal scorer. Got 8 for Arsenal, but a lot of those were big goals at crucial times. As we're seeing the goal again here. Did really well, didn't he, Nicholas Raskin, to keep that alive?
He did, but you know what, Ream? I think Ream's too high up. I think Ream can be 3 or 4 yards and defend your 6-yard box. Listen, it's a good play and good defending. I mean, good attacking play, but I think Ream defend your 6-yard box a bit better than that.
Raskin picked to start for the second time at these finals. He started their second game, which was against Iran, went off shortly before the hour. When you think they started against Egypt, people were slagging that result off, but Egypt are still in this World Cup finals, and they got the draw against Iran, who were a little bit unfortunate to go out and felt mistreated, we know that. Then they really got themselves going against New Zealand. Then they were heading out against Senegal. It has been a bizarre Belgium campaign.
Bizarre. And we say that a lot about Belgium. They always got top players, but they always flatter to deceive. But you know, that result against Senegal has given them a bit of confidence because they've started on the front foot. This is probably the best I've seen them start so far in the tournament. 15
minutes gone on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Belgium leading 1-0 with the Catelleri goal for the right to play Spain in the quarter-finals. And that would be on Friday at Inglewood. Spain through, beat Portugal with a late Marino goal. It was a really tight affair, that, and Cristiano Ronaldo waved farewell to World Cup football. The cameras were inevitably on him, and whatever you think about the man and the way he has conducted himself, he's lived his life for football. He's dedicated his life for football. He's just shy of 42, still playing in another World Cup, his 6th. And he has been one of the greats. There's no question about that, I don't think.
He's one of the best to do it. To still be playing at a World Cup at 41 years of age is testament to anyone who wants to be a footballer, how to look after yourself. And he's been outstanding. He scored some fantastic... Look how many goals he scored in his career. He's a fantastic player. And yeah, obviously, you see it today is a bit emotional at the end of the game, but he's had one hell of a career. And I don't think we'll see anyone who can do what he does again for a long time.
24 hours, we've seen the passing of 2, haven't we? Neymar, away from football's World Cup, I should say. Passing of Neymar from World Cup finals yesterday after they were really hard pressed for time, weren't they? And they got that penalty, and so hard pressed for time they were, he spent half the time they had available trying to eyeball the goalkeeper before scoring the penalty and then breaking down in tears later on. That's Neymar for you. Here's Richards, wonderful footballer in his prime, of course, Neymar. But we haven't seen the prime for the last 2 or 3 years.
No, yeah. He's gone out by scoring a penalty, which, you know, Neymar does and stuff like that. If only probably Bruno or Guimaraes had scored it earlier on in the game. It might not have been his last game, but it's always moments in football matches.
1-0 to Belgium. Got a problem here. Onana's gone down. I think he's going to be okay. It's his right knee problem or right thigh, but he's flexing that leg. On come the physiotherapist. I feel Neymar's career really, when that helicopter airlifted him away from the World Cup in Rio de Janeiro in 2014, I thought that was it really. His career, I know he went to PSG after that, but I don't think he was ever the same really. And that World Cup ended for Brazil there and then, I think.
Yeah, it did, but you know what, he's a talent though. He's got some natural ability in one-on-one situations. He's one of the best around with his dribbling abilities. I think he's a fantastic player, but yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. I would have liked to seen him get more game time in the World Cup, but he came in with an injury anyway, so.
And what happens to their great manager? What happens to a few great managers involved in this World Cup? What happens here to Onana? As we're watching it again, he twisted that knee as he fell. Belgium leading by the goal to 0. De Ketelaere got it on 9 minutes. He's up now, limping away. And just again flexing his knee. He's got a tight elastic, sort of one of those medical elastic band things above his knee, to help support the knee, Clinton?
Yeah, I think he's struggling, Anana, because he's shouting to himself. So I'm not sure. I think the way he's landed on his knee, he knows he's in a bit of trouble here. So I think Belgium might have to make a substitution. He might give it enough. I don't think he wants to come off, but he looks like he's in a lot of pain, and he knows. It looks like it's just something that he's come into the game with, because there's a lot of strapping on his knee.
Played in World Cup 22 in Qatar, a couple of games. Started this World Cup in the starting lineup, but has played just a couple of substitutes appearances since then. The Aston Villa man seems to have been around forever and ever. Amadou Onana, he's still only, what, 24 years of age, touches 25 in August. Now Belgium have possession on the far side in the sunshine. Look at back here, he's a tall, elegant figure, and Onana's out of it.
Yeah,
he's sitting down, he's crestfallen. Look, he's absolutely crestfallen. He's surrounded by teammates who are trying to console him.
Yeah, he knew straight away it was his knee, and he's probably, we can't see it, but he might be in tears there, because he knows that's probably his World Cup, and he knows it was a bad injury. The way he's landed on it and planted on it, he looked like he had a knee injury before, but it looks a sore one. We wish him well.
Hans Vanaken of Bruges will come on. One of the great old stages of European football, as Belgium hoist across into the middle. Richards heads it away for the United States of America, who have not got going in this World Cup round, a 6-game game. But Balogun chases down on a shortish back pass aimed back by Ngoy, and the goalkeeper Courtois had to race out of his penalty and clear it away. Belgium got another player down on his back inside the USA half. They're going to play on at this moment in time. Is that Mekele, the defender,
Yeah,
down here,
Mekele,
is holding
the
his
defender.
ribs?
I'm not kicking the ball out, because I wouldn't be kicking the ball out. He's just collided with his own man, Tielemans. So at the end of the day, I'm not stop. You don't need to stop the game, and I don't need to kick the ball away. He's going to get up, and what does he do? He gets up. You've got to play a bit smarter, referees, and just know. I understand there's a bit of a collision, but that's not a big collision, JP, to send him down. He just collides with Tielemans.
Before he went down, he looked and saw that USA had a possible situation, because it was a short back pass, and Balogun was chasing off after it. Vanaken has come on, Hans Vanaken, man who's played 564 games at Bruges, winning 7 titles over the last 11 years. Really, really solid pro. 39th cap for Belgium, sort of came into it fairly late in his debut 8 years ago. And Lukebakio carries for Belgium and finds on this near side to Ketelare. The Belgium right returns the ball to the fleet-footed Lukebakio, who's fouled his man in trying to chase down. He's given away a free kick. He's been impressive so far.
He's probably been the best player on the pitch, Lukebakio. They can't deal with him. Robertson can't deal with him on that left-hand side, where he's playing on the right-hand side in that left-back position. He's been really good, Lukebakio, causing problems. They can't get Tillman, McKennie. Adams is struggling in that midfield, because they've got so many runners, but they're the two, I think, Tillman and McKennie. They have to get them into this game. And Pulisic as well. He's been really quiet, JP.
At the home of this year's Super Bowl winners, the Seattle Seahawks. It is 1-0 to Belgium against the USA. However, Richards making a present of it very, very nearly there to the Ketelare. No communication between Richards and his goalkeeper, Matt Freese. He was looking at the goalkeeper. He was going, come on, what do you want me to do with it? No shout came, and he was very nearly pounced on.
He's got to deal with it, Richards. I know he's waiting for Freese, but if he doesn't come out, the clearance was poor, and the Ketelare was in there, but he recovered ever so well after that, Chris Richards. But they started off so nervous, USA. I've watched most of their games in the tournament, JP, and they've started outstanding tempo on the front foot. Not this game, but credit to Belgium.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to do the 2 opening games for 2 of the hosts. Mexico, that's a weird affair with South Africa, with 3 sent off. None of them won any appeals, though. Didn't have any help from anyone. And here's Dest on the right-hand side, and I did the USA-Paraguay game, where they really, the whole nation came together. The atmosphere was vibrant, optimistic, and they played like that. This atmosphere is tense.
Yeah, it's tense. It's nervous. They're nervous. They've got a chance to get into a quarter-final playing Spain, and they've started off ever nervous. Even Tillman there. You're losing a game. He's trying to do back heels. I wouldn't be doing that. It's not time or place.
Here's Balogun between the penalty box and the right-hand touchline. Frees it back to Dest, who has had a decent World Cup and hasn't started well. He goes down expecting a free kick. Referee's giving it the other way here. Dest rolling on the opponent. And I think we'll come to the drinks break, we have the advertising break, as the World Cup of 2026 has been reduced to 4 quarters, which FIFA said it would never happen, but it has happened. And we go to always a joy to cover one of the home nations, and also in my case I was lucky enough to cover Republic of Ireland games in Italy in 1990. That was my first World Cup finals, and because it was my first, it's my favourite really. 1994, stayed very close to the Ireland camp. England weren't there, and they were wonderful occasions as well. Being so close to the England and Ireland team in 1990. Stayed with the England players, you know, in the hotel.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, I was just around the corner from the Irish hotel on Sardinia earlier on. Here's Purists for the United States of America. Now he pulls it back to Tyler Adams, who opens things up to Robinson on that left-hand side. Little touch ball to Purists. Hasn't got going yet at walking pace. Thinks about running it to look at back here, and then draws the ball back 10 yards to Richards with the big hair and out right towards this near touch line. Little give and go out for the United States of America. Didn't quite come off. So they tried to play a tight 1-2 with Alex Freeman forward down the right-hand side, further forward than Dest. Dest has not played the occasion very well at all, Clint.
No, he's been super poor so far. You don't want to be too critical because he's been good so far in this tournament. But even in midfield, the midfield three have been disappointing. Tillman can't get into the game. They look sluggish, and Belgium look super sharp at the moment. So they need to stay in the game, USA, because if it goes 2-0, I can see only one team winning this because it's too much of a big gap, even though we have seen it in tournaments where people are 2-0 up and they do come back.
England and Ireland were both on the island of Sardinia, Santa Margherita de Pula. Bobby Robson, the manager, had a tank from the Italians, and he parked it across the entrance to their hotel so no one could get in or out. But we burrowed a tunnel through the hedge so we could get out to the local bar down the road. Around the corner, the Irish were staying in a big thing, big hotel complex, and we were allowed to go in there, right?
Yeah.
And Jack Charlton, I was working with Bobby Moore, and I sat one night in the Irish Players Bar. One side of me was Jack Charlton, the other side of me was Bobby Moore, England centre-half. It was like a kid at Christmas.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's what dreams are made of, isn't it?
It was so lucky, so incredibly lucky. Who was that up in the crowd? There was someone up in the crowd you were looking at. Did you notice who they were?
There they are, look.
Pearl Jam singer from Seattle, Eddie Vedder. You knew that. Why didn't you say that? I knew you knew that.
I was just waiting for you. You can have that first one because there's going to be so many. You can. It's been spot the celebrities, hasn't it, JP?
Yeah.
At this every time the camera's penned to someone.
Here's Richards. That's a little in-joke, people, because I said before the game, I'm going to get you on this bit. They're going to show someone in the crowd, and you're going to have to name them.
Name them.
Here's Robinson now for United States of America. Play short to Pulisic. USA 1-0 down. Pulisic advances towards the edge of the penalty area. Anakin comes short. There's a push from behind. It's a free kick here against Belgium for the push on the man who's hogged the headlines unwittingly, really. Balogun of the United States of America. Free kick here. 5 yards out. I think it is a free kick, isn't it?
Yeah, he gets too tight to him, and Balogun, he just wants the contact. As soon as he gets the contact, referee's in the right position. Yeah, he gets too close. Good play from Balogun, and it's an opportunity to test Courtois, who is one of the best goalkeepers around.
Free kick to the United States of America. 4 or 5 yards outside the penalty area. We've just seen someone else picked up by the TV cameras up in the crowd. And apologies if any of you know who that fellow was, because we don't. Now, Trossard's looking at his goalkeeper and asking Courtois for instructions. American fans hopeful here.
JP, Tillman scored he scored a good free kick recently. I think Tillman did, or he might. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And he's got the technique, to be fair. So it's a dangerous position for USA.
Can hit a ball. Scored against Bosnia.
Yeah.
Now he's winding up to take it. Comes forward. It's deflected and it's 1-1. Big deflection helped Malik Tillman score there. But he's done it again for the USA. 1 apiece. And that's really against the run of play.
It is. It's massively against the run of play. It might get them going now, to be fair. It's a big deflection because I think Courtois saves it. And because he gets to that side, and it's got to be something special to beat Courtois, who's an outstanding one. We're going to have to see the replay, but it's a huge deflection, massive deflection. Sends Courtois the wrong way, and it gives USA a lifeline because they probably don't deserve this, but they do have quality on the pitch. But big deflection, and I think it comes off the sub. Van Aken, it comes off the sub. Van Aken, he does the Ronaldo technique, the instep, and it comes off Van Aken, and Courtois is going one way. And it goes the other way, right in the centre of the goal. Big goal for USA.
I wonder whether Van Aken needed to stretch to get that ball. He inadvertently deflected it beyond his own goalkeeper because Tielemans had jumped behind him, and Tielemans would have been in a good position to head it away.
Yeah, he would have.
Now here is Pulisic. The crowd has suddenly come alive, and Pulisic, was he body checked there? He thinks so. And I think it was Raskin for Belgium was wagging a finger at him, saying it wasn't a free kick, and he made a meal of it, and the referee said carry on 1-1, and all of a sudden we've got a game on. And the crowd noise in these World Cup finals, unless it is a crowd that is used to singing songs at football matches, for example the Scots, for example the English, and 1 or 2 other nations, it's more of a noise that rises like a rumble, turns into a roar and a crescendo rather than isolated singing, and that's the noise we're hearing now. A roaring hubbub of noise in the Lumen Field Stadium in Seattle as Trossard now has it for Belgium to the dead ball line. He's put a lovely cross into the middle. De Ketelaere, beautiful header, but it was made by Trossard. That's one of the best crosses in the World Cup, and De Ketelaere gets his 2nd goal of this game, in this round of 16 game, and puts Belgium back in front. 2-1 they are, and that goal came just 2 minutes after the USA had equalised.
Yeah, they deserve it, Belgium. USA still haven't started. It's Dest and Freeman are letting Trossard go to the byline. Brilliant play from Trossard. We've seen it all season at Arsenal. The way he squares up people. Not the quickest, but he gets half a yard. Dest can't let him go down the line. He lets him go down the line. He shifts it quickly. And he dinks a great ball. And the Ketelar's all over Ream. The age is starting to show a bit with Ream here because he can't get the jump on him. It's a great header from the Ketelar. And yeah, USA, they scored an equaliser literally a couple of minutes ago. They didn't deserve it, but yeah, Belgium are back in front and they've been the better team.
That's an interesting point you've raised there, Clinton, because people think when your legs go, because as you get to a certain age, you can't sprint, you can't move the first 2 or 3 yards, but also affects you jumping, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does affect you jumping. Listen, it's a great ball, and what you have to realise is the Ketelar's got the jump on Tim Ream, but what Ream needs to do is see where the Ketelar is and try to kind of stop him getting a run on him to get the header, because it's a difficult angle. But the Ketelar's been a right threat. I was saying that Lukaku should have started to you, JP, before the game, but he's come in started today. He's got 2 goals. Fair play to him.
This is the last of 6 games at this stadium in these World Cup finals. It's where Belgium started it all. It's where they beat Senegal to get here. It's where they now defend against the USA. A cross comes whipped in from the United States of America. Right-hand side, it's blocked, and Belgium will try and bring it away. Ooh, that's a risky challenge there by McKennie. He's gone in fairly late. And he's caught his man out by the touchline. The referee's got his hand in his pocket. It'll only be a yellow. And indeed, it is a yellow card.
Yeah, that's frustration because they haven't got started yet. But it's only a yellow card because he just catches the bottom of his boot. So yeah, VAR won't be having a look at that to see a red card. But yeah, it's a frustrating tackle because they haven't started yet, USA.
Well, even if it was a red card, there's always a telephone and someone on the end of it, and you never know what might happen now. It has opened the door, hasn't it, to questions now about what will happen in the future, and I don't think we've heard the end of this story. I mean, FIFA have been quoting Article 27, which says that they can partially suspend the implementation of a disciplinary measure, while Article 15C mandates that football associations operate independently, prohibiting government or political interference in their internal affairs. That is a FIFA mandate. So what's happened in the last few days raises arguments of a very deep nature and certainly has clouded these finals. It's all unnecessary, really, and it's a shame. On we go. Richards for the United States of America, out to Ream on that far side, cuts it into a central midfield position, and Tyler Adams with his fluorescent pink boots, then back to Matt Freese of Wayne in Pennsylvania, the New York City goalkeeper. And Pochettino has really kept faith with him as his number 1 in that goal. Belgium have it back again. Vanaken to the hard-working Raskin, who has it again. Angles the ball to Trossard with Belgium 2-1 up. It's been a very decent first half to watch on 5 Live on the BBC, and it's going to be a throw in here to the USA deep inside their own half as Trossard worked hard for it. He had a good World Cup, hasn't he, Trossard?
Yeah, he's been good, Trossard. I know at times Belgium haven't been at their best, but he's been outstanding, I think, Trossard, the one who gets on the ball and tries to make things happen. Pochettino is frustrated on the touchline. Pictures showing him. His midfielder getting overrun. We praised how good they were. They've been non-existent, but so has everyone's been non-existent for the USA. Haven't started this game yet.
A lot of players based, of course, at top European clubs. Belgium, and I know the Spanish players inside out. This is the Belgium, of course, who no longer have their golden generation. Finished 3rd in 2018, quarter-finalists in 2014. They've been out of the group now, I think it's 5 times in the last 6. They've gone their furthest in the competition since 2018. Last time around, they went out in the group stage. Disappointed that was. They beat Canada, and then Morocco beat them, and was it Qatar they beat in the last game? Croatia drew in the last game and went out. Here's Tielemans now for Belgium, deep inside their own half, holding off the challenge in there from McKennie, and Belgium ease it away. And that midfield we've been talking about for the USA and lavishing praise on them hasn't got going. It's lacking its normal its normal work rate in there, Clinton. It's lacking its normal balance. Look at the space here, for example.
Yeah, too much space. I think Tillman's been guilty of giving the ball away a lot. He's just give it away again, and his reaction is not good enough. When you lose the ball, you've got a hunt. I know the conditions are hot, but it's the ball for both teams, and Belgium have been good, JP.
He just trotted back there, Tillman. He didn't really engage. Cross came whipped in. It was headed away by Adams for a corner kick to Belgium. We're seeing pictures of Kevin De Bruyne on that subs bench. He'll act as a major cheerleader in there, of course, and help out with the tactics of his manager who sits in front of him, the very, very experienced Rudy Garcia. And Belgium's hit their time over the corner. Luca Bacchio set it into the corner quadrant and left it here for Tielemans, who will take it. And he'll curl us away from goal. Little low corner kick. It's flicked on the near post, and that's a decent save because he had to react very quickly there, Matt Freese, to block the little flick by Raskin. And the USA tried to bring it away. Can't get it away. Dest loses possession. De Kuyper, who's had a very sound game, the Brighton Hove Albion left fullback, signed from Bruges last summer for £17.5 million. Took him a little while to get going at Brighton. He's only had a couple of starts since February, but he's played a major part in their season. And here's Mekele now, outside his own penalty, has a look, then chops it forward, left foot up towards the main front runners, but that was Vanaken up in support, loses out in the air, and USA have it back again with Richards, puts his foot on the ball, rolls to his left-hand side. Belgium 2-1 up with 6 minutes to go in the first half on 5 Live. On the BBC, all angles of the World Cup covered right here on BBC Radio 5 Live, all over the BBC Radio network, on television, of course, and also on a fantastic website, which you, once you get going, if I've got 5 minutes or so, spare 5 minutes or so, I'll have a look at the BBC website, and I'm still on it an hour and a half later. As the ball is hit long for United States Balogun, chasing down, and as he turned back to try and bring it under control, in came the challenge. It was a good challenge on him by Nathan Ngoy. The ball is out of play for a throw-in.
Yeah, he's been a threat as well, Balogun, but they haven't got enough of the ball to him. So there's creative players.
Now possession. Lovely to work with Clinton Morrison once again. Went up to 2002 with the Republic of Ireland in the World Cup finals over there in Japan and South Korea. Robinson has it now for the US. Very quick to pounce, though. Belgium have been pressing with intensity, engaging quickly, and they have been the best team so far. And it's not a young team, is it? Let's be honest. Mekele's 33 at the bat, late developer, really. You've got Castagno's 30, Vanaken's 33 in that side. Trossard's 31. Goalkeeper, doesn't really matter, he's a spring chicken at 33, but here's De Kuyper, who stoops to win the ball inside the centre circle.
Over the shop in midfield, nowhere near good enough. If I'm Pochettino, I'm looking at my bench to maybe make changes. I know this has been the backbone of my team, but it's a knockout stage now. You have no time to carry passengers here. Got to make changes because it's not working.
Belgium leading 2-1, have possession. Trossard on the right-hand side. Could be an all-European affair if they get through to the quarters when they face Spain. Will the European teams be as dominant as they were 4 years ago? Trossard waits for the ball. As Belgium play forward there, USA look very linear in defence. The square line of 4, square line of 5 as they built up.
They're too slow. There's no tempo to their game. Too slow at everything they're doing. They're pressing the ball, moving the ball, nowhere near good enough.
Pitch is played quite well. It was heavily criticised before the Club World Cup dried out there, and there was criticism of Paris Saint-Germain boss Luis Enrique. I remember saying the ball bounced around like a rabbit. It's played all right today. I think the pitch played all right during this World Cup. Pitches, I don't think, have been a problem, have they? I think refereeing a problem for you?
No, I think some referees have refed it good. There's 1 or 2 that could do better.
De Kuyper, brilliant free kick in. Oh, should have been another. Luca Bacchio flung himself at it, headed it wide. Not too sure if the flag's gone up in the end, but it's a lovely free kick in there by De Kuyper.
No, he's onside. Luca Bacchio, he should score. It's a great ball in from De Kuyper. They're all over the shop. Can't defend at the moment, not good on the ball. That should have been 3-1, to be fair. It's a great opportunity for Luca Bacchio. It's a great ball from De Kuyper, and he gets it horribly wrong. It's not his strong point heading.
Oh, that's given away, though. this time by Belgium on the right-hand side. And the USA attack. And frustration there because it didn't come through to Pulisic. It's going to be a throw to the USA only on the far side. Could this whole Balogun affair have affected the players mentally in the build-up to this, do you think?
I don't know, but it looks something's affected, because this is the worst I've seen them play so far in the tournament, and I've been praised them so much, but I don't know, maybe it's the occasion or what, JP, but they've struggled massively. But you got to give credit to Belgium, who, as I say, it's the best I think I've seen them play so far in the tournament.
Do all the host nations go at this stage of these World Cup finals? England beating Mexico last night in one of the great England football occasions. I was trying to work back through my mind. Holland, Netherlands, I beg your pardon, in Euro 96, the Sheringham Shearer wonder show. Then I was lucky enough to commentate on England-Belgium in 1990. That was a fantastic performance against a good team. Game against Cameroon was thriller-minute stuff in those same World Cup finals, but last night was unbelievable, wasn't it?
The atmosphere. I'd have loved to have been in that stadium, to be fair, because the atmosphere looked like it was fantastic. And it was a brilliant football match. It was an end-to-end football match, and Mexico had their chances. England's big players turned up. It was a great game. I had to stay up an extra hour to watch the game, but I didn't mind it at the end because it was a fantastic game of football.
Throw in here. It could cause Belgium's goalkeeper, the tall Courtois, some problems. It's going to be long from the right-hand side. Tillman will take it. We're in the last minute of the half. Belgium 2 goals to 1 up. To Catalari with the first. Tillman levelled. The free kick deflected into Catalari, making sure that the lead was restored for Belgium with his second of the game. Tillman will take this throw. Springs into it. Throws long. Almost penalty spot. Headed down and over. We've set it down. Half a chance. And then scooped up and over for the USA by Balogun.
Yeah, I think it's a corner. I think Ngoy just does enough. It's because he's sharp in there. It's flicked on from Freeman, and it's Ngoy just does enough, because if not, I think Balogun finds the back of the net.
19 goals for Monaco last season, 4 in his last 7. Become one of Europe's hottest strikers, the former Arsenal man. He only had 1 league start for them. Big fan of Cavani, big fan of Lewandowski.
It's a goal kick. He's changed his mind.
Well, that's a VAR goal kick.
VAR goal kick, yeah, he's changed his mind. I don't understand how he gets it wrong. He's 3 yards away.
That's worked quite well, though, I think, that corner thing.
No, it has. I do like it. I do like it. But then if that's not a... if that's a goal kick, it's a great opportunity for Balogun. He should be doing better.
Just see if we can get a definitive look from the replay. Ooh, he should have done better.
Yeah, he should have done better, yep. VAR do well then.
6 minutes of stoppage time. Time for the USA to try and get back into this game as they trail it by 2 goals to 1. But Belgium look for Trossard. It's headed away for the United States of America. Freeman got it away. Trossard ponders and looks away. It's going to be a throw then to Belgium that De Kuyper will take. Ryan spent £17.5 million on the Belgian international. It's going to be a throw that will be, the ball's dropped, and then De Kuyper picks it up again, and then will throw it down the line. Worked infield by Catalari. He'll get it back again. He's on the left-hand side now. Come from his central position. Belgium comfortable on the ball. Try to work it towards the runner there. And in comes across from Nicholas Raskin, who's covering a lot of ground, but the ball's gone out of play. Has it for a throw to US? Yes, it has.
Des daydreaming again, waiting. Richard has won the ball and he's daydreaming again. Don't know what's wrong with Des, because usually I'm really impressed with him, but game's just passing him by. That is probably, you're looking at, can Pochettino make a change in one of them areas? Bring on maybe someone like a Weir in that position.
He's had a good season, Des, with PSV winning the championship in the Netherlands. Now he has possession. He's advancing towards the Belgian penalty area. Goes down very easy.
Just running into people. Should have got his head up again, giving the ball away.
And Belgium now can break quickly on that right-hand side. Ball carried by Dodi Lukebakio of Benfica. He's drawn across to him. The USA defender on that far side is Tyler Adams, covering from midfield. High line from USA on the edge of their own penalty, and now they drop back in as a cross comes in. And all the way through the penalty area it goes to Trossard. The USA 2-1 down. Trossard trying to beat his defender, takes the little flick off Freeman, and it claims the corner and gets it. Now, Alex Freeman's furious here. He thinks that the last touch was Trossard.
You just got to wait, because VAR will have a look at it and make the decision. So, and it should be a goal kick, because it does come off Trossard last, but he doesn't. He didn't.
There's a corner taken short and whipped through the penalty area by Lukebakio. Went clean away for a goal kick, but it's another effort on the United States goal. I make that, what, some 7 efforts they've had, and food for thought for Mauricio Pochettino in his lucky suit. Not so lucky in this first half. The man who was detailed to make the USA a competitive team in these World Cup finals when he took over in October 2024. This is his 30th game in charge. He's won 16 of them. They'll always say the expected target is to win the World Cup. All nations say that, but
No, yeah.
a realistic target for them?
Realistic target would have probably have been where they are now, but if they can get to the quarter-final.
Oh, they've got a chance here on the counter, looking for Balogun through the middle. Courtois came, didn't get it, sort of bounced off his hands, and then Belgium cleared away. That's a rare opportunity for them, though.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity, because I don't think Balogun goes with conviction, or it's just over here, because Courtois got it wrong, but it's good ball from Tillman.
And that's got the crowd going.
Yeah, you have to get the crowd going. As I said, they'll be like a 12th player out there, the fans, but you got to give them something to cheer about.
Big stadium, 65,120. It holds, according to FIFA stats. And Belgium have possession over the halfway line in this changed strip of theirs, the pale blue with the pink chest band, white shorts. Lots of them wearing the pink boots we've seen in these World Cup finals. I'm not too sure
It wasn't a vintage game. We're certainly not going to be looking back at the highlights too much after that, because there weren't too many. But in the end, I think that the right team won, didn't they, Janelli? They had that extra bit of quality.
Definitely. Spain was the better team, not just because of the way they maintained the ball and took care of the ball. They had quality chances, And it's wonderful that you have players that can come off the bench and absolutely make a difference. What Merino did in minute 90 was just impressive. It's exactly what Spain needed. And Portugal on the other side, the subs that they made didn't make a difference. They didn't make Portugal more dangerous. I expected much more from this Portugal side. I was a bit underwhelmed with, I think, every single player on the pitch. I think also Mendes coming off early because of that injury. I think it did have a bit of an impact. But there's no excuses with the quality that they have in these players. There was no excuses for them today.
First of all, credit to Spain. I still think they haven't even hit the highest gear that they have yet. One of the criticisms for me about Spain is that they want to be so perfect in front of goal. They want to find the perfect pass, the perfect moment. They want to score from the 6. Merino, for me, makes the difference also because he's got a nose for goal. So that's the Spain side of it. The Portugal side of it, and we make jokes and people say, oh, you make up these narratives about Ronaldo. It's a real shame. It's a real shame that Roberto Martinez didn't have a big enough personality, a big enough put his feet down and say, I have to do what's best for the team. He didn't do what's best for the team. That's 100% fact. If you tell me that if I'm managing or whatever, and you tell me I got a player for you, don't tell me his name. Don't tell me what he did. Don't tell me the trophies that he won. Just tell me I got a player coming into this World Cup who's 41 years old, who has played in Saudi the last couple of years, and you've got a striker on the bench that just went to Milan for 75 million, who scored the game winner last game, by the way, that you didn't put into the game. If you said I got this player, 41 years old from Saudi, that's been playing Saudi, I would say no, thank you. I don't want to know the name. I don't want to know what he did. I don't want to know how many goals he scored. That's not the best for Portugal right now.
And add to that list, the minute something doesn't go his way, what are the faces he's pulling on camera? I mean,
but let's put that aside, right? Because he's got this unbelievable standards that he sets for himself, right?
Yeah.
And he's not going to go to the bench and say, I'm 41, let me stay on the side. But at 41 years old, you got a guy, Ramos, who scores goals, who's more mobile. We spoke to Gaisca before, the Mendieta, before the game. We said, who would you rather play against? Would you rather play against Ronaldo or Ramos? He was like, thank God Ramos not playing.
Yeah.
Thank God it's Ronaldo. And he played 90 minutes. It was not good. He was not good. He doesn't give you anything. So for me, it's a shame. If I'm a Portugal fan, I'm upset. I'm not upset at me for calling out the elephant in the room. I'm upset at the decisions Roberto Martinez made. And for me, it's a sackable offense, the decisions he made this tournament.
Well, he's leaving anyway.
So,
yeah, but again, I've said it before, just go real quick on that and then back to the Spain piece of it. I think this is legacy tainted for Roberto Martinez. You've had a golden generation at Portugal. You've had a golden generation at Belgium. And you've got nothing to show for it. And he might be a nice guy, might be a great coach and all of those things, but it comes down to, can you make the harsh decisions? And unfortunately, he hasn't been able to do that. Again, whether you take Ronaldo off or whether you leave him on, you can't have a striker who just scored not come into the pitch when you're chasing it, a game. So for me, that's that. But I think Spain, on the Spain piece of it, I think they're a nice team to play against. The more I watch them, the more I think, okay, from an England point of view, if we had to play Spain, let's say it was a final against Spain, I'd say I'll fancy our chances. Yes, they can move the ball really well, but actually very one-dimensional. Go out to Lamine Yamal all the time and hope he can do something on the left-hand side. So many times they created things down that right-hand side with the underlap of Pedro Porro, put balls into the box. No real striker there, no killer in the middle to have the 6-yard tap in it. It all has to be perfect for Spain to score. And then when you look at it from like an England point of view, we would be looking at that going, okay, we're not great with the ball, but we're better at pressing. We can press, we can run all over teams. And defensively, we haven't actually seen whether Spain have been tested.
But it's another clean sheet, though.
It is, I totally agree.
Yeah, good point.
And you can't take that away. But one of the questions at the top of this is we haven't seen them tested yet because they keep the ball. But I actually thought Portugal were just so disappointed. But Spain will be happy. They're growing. Again, no Nico Williams again. So is he just out of the World Cup? They're not telling us. But when you've got people like Merino who can come in, obviously as a midfielder or a striker, as soon as he got put through, we both said goal. You know who's going to score, and that's a great weapon to have off the bench.
Grella mentioned Gaisca Mendieta, who we spoke to prior to the game, and he rejoins us live now. Gaisca, thanks again for coming on. Pretty much all of those predictions you made before the game proved to be correct. And that, as Troy just said there, that late moment of quality, making the substitute, Mikel Merino coming on, there was only one place that through ball was going to go. He was going to put the ball in the back of the net. You must be delighted with the way it's gone for Spain.
Yeah, we left it too long and too late. But anyway, we're happy that we made it through. Yeah, certainly. I said like both teams know very well, so in their minds, the moment of not making a mistake, not giving anything away for the opposition team because you know you can't be punished. I think we took a big weight on their shoulders. Defensively, both very good, clean sheets for so many games now. But yeah, it was a matter of a quality, a player that they would change or find the space to put that pass through, or a player with a quality good enough to be able to score that goal. So Luis de la Fuente made it right, made 2 calls. I heard the guys talking about Roberto. He did not make those calls for Portugal's side in terms of making changes to that really have an impact on the game. Luis made it. He brought Ferran and he brought Merino, both bring you the goal that he gets you into quarterfinals. So I think also mention about this before the game. Benches are so key nowadays in football. You cannot use them enough to improve things. Maybe sometimes to improve something, to shake the team up, to find something that is not working for you. You need to look into your bench, and both today have plenty of options. And I'm really happy that Spain found them and put them on the pitch.
I'm going to ask you again about Lamine Yamal. He underperformed today. I think he was really one-dimensional. He kept trying the same move. He was getting beat. He looked slow. What's your take on his performance today? I know you thought last match he was the best player on the pitch. Today, I don't think that was the case.
No, I didn't see many Spanish players today playing at the best. As I saw them against Austria, and obviously when the team plays well, it's for a reason. I didn't see Yamal, although started very well. I thought in the first minutes he was very sharp, and could be the game that he really takes off. But certainly did not. Also, I think playing against Nuno Mendes, it was a tough decision, but in a tough game. But he was clever in the way trying to find his back. When Mendes got subbed because of the injury, yeah, Portugal lost a big game offensively, but I think they gained defensively with Semedo, and that made it more difficult for Lamine. But I mean, not to take anything from Lamine not performing at the level that we want. But again, it's another step in the build-up for him to be at the level that he needs to be. We have.
He's gone down. 87th minute.
More days for the next game.
Guys, Scott, maybe this happened to you. Obviously, you played at the highest level. You played in a World Cup yourself. Just quickly, you're Ramos. You scored the winner in the last game. Also, I know the talk about Portugal, Ronaldo, all these. You score the winner, and you're on the bench, and you don't come into the game. And then now you're out of the World Cup. What's going through your head as a player, as an individual at that time? You got to be angry.
No, of course you're angry. Because you're angry because starting because you score a big goal, important goal for the team, and next game you don't even play 1 minute. Of course you are very angry. But also Conceição, there's a lot of players, Leao as well, the players that they did well in the games coming to today, did not participate at all. So I think that's, if they would have progressed, you're losing players, emotionally and kind of attached to the group. So I think those are all things for Portugal to be asked for. But yeah, of course, if I'm Gonzalo, I'm not happy at all with Roberto, with anything.
Taking it back to the Spanish element of it. Wonderful again in keeping the ball between the boxes. I thought they were very solid. Killed you with 1,000 passes.
Yeah.
Final third, we spoke up about the attackers and how well they've been doing, but it feels sometimes you're just missing that ugly number 9 that just wants to stand in the 6-yard box and have the tap in. How do Spain, as this competition carries on, how do they get over the line with having to score the perfect goal? It feels like the goal has to be perfect for Spain to score. Well,
if it needs to be a header, it would be Merino. We don't have a number 9, and was one of the talks when Luis de la Fuente gave the list. There was no proper number 9, old school number 9 in the box to have an ugly game, like you said, and put a lot of crosses, and hoping that he will get and connect like Fernando Llorente we had, Urzaiz, Morientes. But nowadays, there's no such a player like that. Obviously, Luis de la Fuente doesn't want to have one of them. We have a pace. Victor Munoz was on the bench. He's a very also came from injury, but he seems to be fine now. Hoping Nico Williams, Jeremy Pino is not that kind, but still very fast. So Torres. I think the style of Spain now is changed. He's not looking for number 9s. He's looking for pace from the outside to the inside. But yeah, hopefully it won't happen. But there might be a game like it happened in Qatar against Morocco. And you need to put balls in the box, and we don't have players with the natural ability to be a number 9. We have players that can obviously be in the box and do other things, but not like that. So hopefully we will not miss it. We will have enough work when we have. But it's something that we discussed a lot with the team that actually Spain has.
Guys, Grella made that point earlier, and I agree that it doesn't really look like Spain have almost got past third gear so far at this World Cup. How do you look at that? Are you pleased by the fact that they haven't really had to push into fourth and fifth gear, and maybe they can save that for later games? Or would you like to have seen them tested more?
Well, we keep saying this. Has Spain been tested? Well, Cabo Verde, Cape Verde almost knocked out Argentina, and was not the easy game that people thought it was. Then Saudi played very well. Then Uruguay, very tough game. Then Austria, okay, I don't think they play at the level against Spain, but Spain, also because Spain did the things very well. So I think Spain is adapting what it has in front of them. And today we thought they were going to be tested because Portugal. So again, we're comfortable with the ball. We defend with the ball. We have the ball, they don't have the ball. That gives us confidence and the opportunity to attack at any moment. So I'm quite comfortable and happy with that. Of course, I would like to see a bit more of dynamic and fast attacks at some points, because it looks like we are too comfortable having the possession. But seeing the players that we have that kind of gear. It's just maybe sometimes we don't show it enough. So maybe in the next round, depends which team we have in front of us, we change that gear. But so far, I think Spain has been adapting to the requirements of the game that they're playing at.
Yeah, guys, one question for me. Roberto Martinez, obviously a Spanish coach. What's his legacy now? Because he would have the Portugal golden generation. He's at the Belgium golden generation. He's coming across as like a nice coach but doesn't get the job done. How will he be perceived now as a coach overall?
I think we need to ask him what was being requested when he signed those contracts. If it was to win the World Cup, or if it was to qualify for quarterfinals, or if it was to get out the group stages. So I think that's one thing. If whoever contract him was happy with what he achieved and it was asked for from outside, of course, yes, I agree with you in the way that Belgium was for so many years the golden generation, did not get what we thought it could do. Maybe we don't know what would have happened with another coach. Same Portugal. We looked at Portugal's squad. I've said it all the time. Like, for me, the squad is unbelievable. But you see them play, you don't see the Vitinha, you don't see the Neves, you don't see Bruno Fernandes, you don't see the players in the clubs playing. Maybe only the goalkeeper is the only way that is performed fantastic, Diego Costa. But the rest, yeah, it's question mark. So is that Roberto's responsibility? I think in a way it is, but I don't know if it's totally his responsibility. How much responsibility is also for the players?
Yeah, and before the game, you spoke about how this Portugal team plays as individuals and not plays for the team. Can you just expand on that in terms of how you see it?
Yeah, the other way around. So
Sorry.
I see the individual. Yeah, like meaning I see Vitinha. I see the squad, the lineup. Wow, it's like these guys in the clubs are the captains, are leaders, are players that decides games. I don't see that with Portugal, and I think it's because they are to the service of the team. Because again, it's my guess, it's because they've been told to play like Vitinha, you hold position. Neves, you hold your position because we don't want to lose balance. Bruno, don't make too many runs. Again, this is me thinking about why these players don't go, and we don't see the Vitinha on the ball all the time, appearing everywhere. We don't see the Neves the same, getting in the box. It's small, but it's a great header. We don't see Bruno Fernandes getting those balls between the lines and making assists and scoring goals. So where are those individual players with Portugal? That's my question for Portugal if I was Portuguese. I'm happy they didn't show up today, to be honest. But why they're not showing in more games? I haven't seen Portugal at the level of the players they have as a national team. Who is that responsibility? That's the question they need to ask themselves.
If they get through to the next round, he wouldn't start, but it's a good substitution. Reina's a good player.
Devastated Serginho Dest that it didn't happen for him. Very proud USA international, though born in the Netherlands at Almere. His parents emigrated to the USA. His dad Ken served with the US forces in Vietnam. He is departed, and now we'll wait and see how that affects the way they will line up in this second half. Then the change is made. Reina on Giovanni Reina, whose parents were both United States of America internationals. Claudio, a lot of you will know from his days playing in England, and Danielle was a United States international herself, plays at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Reina, and people have been saying in the US he tends to polarize opinions. Should he be getting more minutes? He's had 8 minutes, 1 minute, and then he started the other day and had a little bit more run out in that game against Turkey, didn't he? And then he was on the bench again against Bosnia. So United States of America have made the change. The Belgium side, they were forced to make a change early on in the game. Onana went off injured and Vanaken came on. Pulisic tries to get into the game on the left-hand side. United States of America all in blue and kicking from right to left in this second half with Freeze, Freeman, Richards and Ream. Robinson on the left-hand side has possession. We'll wait and see where Reina plays. I think he's going to play at the right wing-back position. He's a right winger, left winger, can play as attacking midfield player. McKennie, Adams and Tillman, and then Pulisic and Balogun, all in dark blue, and Belgium with their light blue shirts with the pink chest band and the white shorts. Courtois in goal, Castagna and Goy, Mekele and De Kuiper, Vanaken and Tielemans sitting in, and then you've got Luca Bacchio, who's had a decent game, more than a decent game. Raskin, who's been all over the place in a good way, and Trossard on the left-hand side with De Ketelaere up front. And Belgium tried to scramble it away through De Kuiper, and indeed now they will do so. And calmly enough, Trossard chips it from left to right and finds his right fullback, Timothy Castagna, on this right-hand touch and a couple of yards in on this verdant green surface in the Lumen Field, Seattle Stadium. And Belgium get it out of play for a throw into the United States of America. What do you think is going to happen in this second half?
Well, you can see the intensity already's gone up, and Pochettino's like, you got to get in their faces and close the ball down. So yeah, they need to get on the front foot, but there's players on that bench, Brendan Aronson, there's players that can come on and have an effect, to be fair. They've still got good attacking players that can come and have an effect. So I think he'll give it another 15-20 minutes with these group of players and see if they can get back into this game.
They've lost 5 of their 6 games at this stage in World Cup finals. The only one they won was Mexico in 2002 when they reached the quarter-finals. They don't have a good record as they seek quarter-final places. The winners of this will play Spain later on this week in the quarter-final. Spain beat Portugal 1-0 earlier on today to presumably bring down the curtain on Cristiano Ronaldo's World Cup career. You never know. You never know. He'll want to carry on going as long as he can, but he did say this was his last dance, didn't he? And that he would be packing it in after these finals. We'll wait and see. Trossard nearly gets on the end of a sloppy pass to intercept.
He's been
That's
so
the story of the game.
Yeah, but Tillman's been so poor and slow at everything he does. Like, he'd frustrate me if I was a player out there because he's got so much ability, and I'd be like, come on. Like, the best players work hard and consistently do it on a regular basis. He's got talent. Don't amble through football matches.
President Trump said that FIFA would have left a big stain on the tournament had they not reversed the decision to suspend Balogun, but that has left an even bigger stain on the tournament, and I think from what we've seen so far has left a big dent in US confidence, focus, because they're not the same team as they were earlier on in the competition. I think it must have affected them, all the brouhaha, UEFA coming in against the decision, so many big people in football coming in against the decision. Must have had some sort of effect, but they have possession now with Tillman wide on the left-hand side. He's no more than a yard in from the touchline. Now cuts infield a little bit more, looks for Weston McKennie in support. Belgium have neutralised that very good, industrious midfield trio for the US today. They spread it to the right-hand side. Freeman's across, they're advancing forward. In support, he has Tyler Adams just behind him. The ball nearly comes through to Gio Reyna. He can't get there, and it'll be the Kuiper who clears it away deep inside the US half, and Tim Ream has it now. They trail by 2-1 on 5 Live from the BBC. United States of America. McKennie tries to slip it forward, got caught. No free kick given. It's chipped forward by Nicholas Raskin, preferred today to De Bruyne, and he's played really well. Now Luka Bacchia to the dead ball line, inside the penalty area. Ream went with him and both crash into the advertising hoarding, and Luka Bacchio pats Ream on the thigh and says, "You okay? I'm okay." Up they get together. Ream with the fair hair and the little ponytail and the grizzled gingerish beard, got back there pumping the legs at the age of 38, we decided early on, and how to play it goes. Played 21 games under Pochettino, the most games anyone has played for Poch.
No, it's good defending there from Ream because he was one-on-one there.
Corner kick taken by Tielemans, headed away, and Belgium have it on the edge of the penalty. Luka Bacchio chips it back into the middle, and the United States goalkeeper Matt Freese comes together and thinks about getting it away, and vivid yellow with red zigzags on it, the goalkeeper's jersey. Yellow used to be the colour for international goalkeepers. The only goalkeepers who could wear yellow, Clinton, I don't know whether or not you're too young to remember this, but the only players who could wear yellow had to be international goalkeepers.
Okay.
Couldn't wear yellow in a club side. Here's Richards, centre circle, finds Ream. Ream out to the left-hand side is Anthony Robinson. Milton Keynes, born Fulham defender. So Pulisic now, was he fouled as he went to get the shot away? Was a standing but taken, or did he kick his own heel? The referee's saying, don't want any of this. Carry on playing, US have possession. Will they kick it out because Pulisic is still down on the edge of the penalty area? What was your view of that, Clinton?
No, I don't think it is a foul, to be fair. I just think he needs to get up, and I feel like if you're injured, then you're injured, and you know, I understand you want treatment, but they're frustrated because they think it should be a foul. Watching the replay again, I think Tielemans nicks him before him, and I'm right, he kicks the back of Tielemans. So in anything, it's a foul to Belgium. It's a great decision from the referee. It's never been a foul. Pulisic needs to get up and stop wasting time. Pochettino can moan to the fourth official. It's great defending from Tielemans.
And good refereeing as well from Adam Makadma, the Jordanian referee. Took the Spain-Cape Verde extraordinary match at the start of these World Cup finals. Seems an eternity ago now. And he took Belgium's big win over New Zealand as well by 5-1, and took England, beating Congo by 2-1. Should have given a penalty in that game, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
England should have had another one, but that's an argument for another day. United States play it across the line of the midfield and out wide now to Robinson, left-hand side. Robinson with a shock of blonde tinted hair, chips to the edge of the penalty area. It's cleared back to him. The Fulham defender takes it on the stride, and then he was almost challenged. It breaks to the edge of the D, and Trossard sweeps it away right-footed, and Pochettino, arms outstretched on the touchline, wants a free kick there. Not given. That's a lovely ball out wide to the right-hand side in the penalty, and it just couldn't bring it down there. Freeman up from the back. That's probably one of the best passes we've seen from the US all day long.
It's a brilliant, you're right, JP, brilliant pass from Adams, but that sums up USA, how they've been. It is a terrible touch from Freeman. There's no pressure on him whatsoever, and the occasion's got to them. They're struggling. I've never seen so many players give the ball like they've given it away so far, but it's a brilliant pass from Adams. But the tempo has risen in this second half.
They've won 3 of their 4 matches of this World Cup, the most ever in a single edition of the finals, as many actually as they've won in their previous 4 finals together. But does the road end here? No trail by 2-1. Reyna's won it, centre circle, releases to the left-hand side. Tillman has it. Been a force at these World Cup finals, but disappointing today, the Bayer Leverkusen player. Now it's at the feet of Tyler Adams. Plays it into Reyna. Reyna centre circle, back it goes into Chris Richards. There's a little bit of a doubt really coming into these World Cup finals. Struggled the last few weeks of the season with an ankle injury. Missed World Cup 22 with a hamstring. Back strong here today. Here's Malik Tillman operating off the left-hand side. Corner of the penalty area. Draws it back then to Adams. Adams square to Reyna. A little chip in the middle looking for Balogun. Don't think he's kept it in. He stretched. The flag goes up on the far side. It's a goal kick. He's had nothing really to feed off. He had that one chance, didn't he, when he had the shot deflected?
Yeah, he did. He had one chance, and yeah, it was a great. It was an opportunity where you're thinking, can he get his shot away? There's some celebrity footballers in town. There was 2 female footballers in there. Can't remember their name, but they are top players.
Exactly. And the referee was there. Chiellini.
Chiellini. Yeah, Pierre Chiellini. What a referee he was. No nonsense. You're not arguing with him, are you, JP?
With him. Not with the eyes. Not with the eyes.
Yeah, absolutely no chance.
Wow. You'd have nightmares forever and a day, wouldn't you?
You definitely would.
Pierluigi Chiellini, he was there as well. Infantino was there. But what we haven't seen today, and I don't know whether this is a coincidence, we haven't seen cutaways of Hollywood superstars in the crowd. And I just wonder, and I don't know whether this is right, so it might be just a coincidence, whether or not 1 or 2 of them have thought, with what's happened, I'm not too sure if I want to be there. Because it's strange, we normally see a whole bevy of them, don't we?
Yeah, we do, unless the camera people are not picking up on them at the moment, because the game's too intense. Maybe hydration break, we might see a few more.
Yep, I've been waiting to see the stars of Casey Jones rocking and rolling. If you remember Casey Jones, they've all long gone though. And Casey Jones, the TV series from when I was young, that's 50 odd years ago. They're banner had gone, aren't they? It was a great TV series when you used to dream of the TV series in the summer holidays. Belgium looked long for the Keteleri's run. That's too long. Oh, and the goalkeeper's come up. Freeze has made a present of it. It's driven forwards. It's driven in. It's driven in. Belgium have another. And what a present they had made of it. Hans Vanaken, the veteran, and an absolute nightmare for Matt Freeze. And that is what they have done, Pochettino's team. They have frozen on the big day, and that was a present, and Belgium are 3-1 up.
He's made a few good saves, Matt Freeze, but he shouldn't be the number 1. For me, it should be Matt Ryan. It should be the number 1. Someone who's established, Matt Turner, sorry, who's established. But he makes a big mistake, Freeze. It's a ball over the top. Richards, it gets too tight to De La Queta anyway, and Freeze has got to deal with it. He takes a touch, just clear the ball. He dilly-dallies on the ball, and Van Aken does well, but it's poor from Ream as well. Ream could clear it. Even though Freeze has made a big mistake, it's not brilliant from Van Aken. He should clear it, Ream. He gets his feet completely wrong, muddled up, so there's 2 big mistakes, one from Freeze and one from Tim Ream. And it's a huge mistake, and that could be it. That could be them going out of the World Cup now. They need a mountain, and they've been nowhere near good enough. Yeah, Ream should clear it, JP. Watching the replay, it's poor from Freeze and poor from Ream.
He sort of steers it into his own net off the outside of his boot rim as he tried to clear it away. But Freeze was caught, pounced upon there by De Keteleri, and all of a sudden, Belgium are 3-1 up, and another host nation is about to depart. All one Captain America, they call him, Pulisic, is going off, and a lot of the Americans will not like this one little bit, but he's not been in the game at all, and Berhalter comes on to replace him, and Pulisic looks absolutely stricken with emotion as he tight-lipped just ambles into the dugout area, and he looked as if he was just about to burst into tears there.
He looks like he's got a bit of an injury as well, JP. So he did miss a game earlier on where he did pick up an injury, but I don't think it's time to think about reputations. It's making changes now. You've been nowhere near good enough. You're going out of the World Cup through mistakes as well.
Pulisic goes, not away his 90th appearance for his country. Would have gone in his dreams, but his World Cup could be over here on 5 Live. It's a dramatic night again. There's been so many, and Belgium have certainly reserved their best performances in these World Cup finals for these last 2 games. They were out here against Senegal with 4 minutes to go, and then all of a sudden the Tielemans miracle happened and they were through, and he's getting his legs straight, his calf strapped.
Yeah, it's an injury for Pulisic. You wouldn't be taking him off. It's an injury. You can see he's devastated coming off. I would have probably thrown on an extra striker like Pepe instead of bringing on light for light.
Berhalter, Vancouver Whitecaps, not too far up the road from here. Greg, his dad.
I played with him at Crystal Palace, his dad. Yeah. I remember his son as a youngster as well, so it's crazy.
He was a US coach as well, Sebastian Berhalter. Mum Ros played. She won 4 titles at the Tar Heels down in Carolina. Big football family. There was criticism of Greg when he was the national coach. Seb is here now to try and keep his country in the World Cup as Ream scuttles back, finds his goalkeeper Matt Freese, a high ball into the centre circle, but it's inevitably a light blue shirt that is here.
He gets a round of applause there, JP, from the fans for making a clearance. I feel the fans have to stick with them. There's still a bit of an atmosphere, but it's the players. They've not given the fans anything really to cheer about. And Pochettino has to make changes where it's more attacking changes. Balogun's isolated up front. Have to get another striker on with him. Have to sacrifice now.
Been an odd USA performance. A 4 now at the back. It was sort of a hybrid 5 at the start, but Freeman's orthodox right back, Richards and Ream, and Robinson, the left back, has it on the right-hand side. They tried that against Bosnia when eventually they overcame Bosnia-Herzegovina by 2 goals. And I'm really disappointed with Bosnia that day. They were so conservative, really, and 1 or 2 countries in these World Cup finals have been very drably conservative in certain games. It's a lovely dummy by Rain on the edge of the penalty area. Nearly came through to the box, but it's cleared away. Richards has it for United States of America. Far side, right-hand side, 5 yards in from the touchline. Finds the busy Tyler Adams. Adams to his right, and there is Sebastian Berhalter. They're trying to keep possession and work the way around Belgium. On 5 Live in the BBC, we've been playing 61 minutes. Belgium lead by 3 goals to 1. Here's Robinson trying his luck on the left-hand side. Checks back onto his right foot, angles a pass 20 yards back. We're now 25 yards from goal. Adams looks to his right, gives it away. It's a poor ball, and now Belgium can counter very, very quickly. And Trossard wants it on the left-hand side, and it's fed to Trossard, and Trossard into the penalty. A left-foot shot blocked by Richards' corner kick.
See, I don't know about why you would bring Berhalter on, because he's not a winger who's going to go and attack people. I know it's a bad ball from Adams, but you need a goal. So you basically took off someone like Pulisic who can get you a goal and brought on Berhalter. He's more of like a defensive kind of player. So you've got to look at the substitutions Pochettino's making at the minute, but they've been nowhere near good enough anyway. And he's frustrated. You can see he's got a face like thunder. He's proper frustrated at the moment.
As he looks out, he's got his trusted number 2 with him, Mauricio Pochettino. Jesus Perez, who was with him at Espanyol and Southampton and Tottenham, PSG and Chelsea over the last 27 years. Outswings the corner kick. It's headed away from the US point of view, but back it comes down that far side, the Belgium left-hand side. They just can't get enough clearances away. Clearly it was Tillman who hesitated with his clearance, and here's Weston McKennie. We haven't seen a lot of him, the Juventus player, but it's still a throw into the US. They throw forward down the line, and it's raced away.
So it's so frustrating, and you can probably hear it in my voice. They have been so poor. If I'm Pochettino, I'm bringing on someone like a Brendan Aronson. He's done well in the Premier League for Leeds. No disrespect, but the Premier League is the best league in the world. Bring these players that have been in good form for their club form.
And yet I
don't think he's kicked a ball yet.
He's played a He's played a minimal role here. One appearance. He played 72 minutes in the third game they played, I think. Here's Ream now. Ream 2 yards in from the left-hand touchline, approaches the halfway line, pointing left arm, no movement up front at all. They still have possession. McKennie wanted the ball. He was in a little bit of space. They don't find him. So Richards goes to Ream. Ream finds the left-hand touchline. They're trailing here against Belgium by 3 goals to 1. They have a Mount Rainier to climb. The 14,000-foot mountain looms large over the horizon of this wonderful city, Seattle. And now here's Richards. Richards on the far side. It's not just the only mountain. They're volcanoes, aren't they? Stratovolcanoes. It's a huge chain of them. I've forgotten the name of the chain of mountains now, but it's hugely impressive. You go to Vancouver, the other side of the border, you can get boats down, and oh, it's wonderful. Do a little bit of whale watching while you're doing it. Have a few beers while you're doing all that. More than a few, actually, Clint and I had to. By the time I thought the whales we were watching were dolphins, to be fair. But it's a lovely place to come. One of the best places I've ever been to in my life. And I'm lucky enough to have been to a fair few through football. Now a US build-up on that far side. In comes a cross. It's deflected away. It's good work from the United States of America on that far side by Alex Freeman up in support. He's not had the game he's had so far in the World Cup
And
finals.
then what happens? You bring on Doku and Lukaku. It's not going to get any easier. That's for sure. It's not going to get easier because they just defend and play on the counter-attack with them two.
Bright sunshine, lovely evening. Not if you're a United States of America fan in Seattle, where most of the supporters are in their red and white striped Where's Wally shirts. In comes the corner kick, and it's headed up, rather tamely headed up and over for the US by Alex Freeman from just inside the penalty area. He trots back looking dispirited, the Villarreal-based former Orlando City defender.
Yeah, he's had a poor game. To be fair, you can't... The whole team have been poor. It's not one player you can probably signal and say you've been good. The one I feel sorry for is Balogun, because he's had no support at all up front and not good service.
It's almost as if they were playing the world here today because of what's happened in the last 24, 48 hours. De Ketelaere for Belgium finds Luca Bacchio. Luca Bacchio scampers to the dead ball line. Oh, and he's a little bit off balance, but he's stubbed the cross behind the goal, and it's going to be a goal kick to the US, for whom time is ticking away. 24 minutes to go, and Doku and Lukaku loom large on that touchline to come on for Belgium. Well, especially Lukaku, who does loom large anywhere at this moment in time. He's a big unit these days, but he's still very, very effective. Romelu Lukaku to come off the bench with his 92 international goals. 3-1 to Belgium. Here they come. A fantastic player over the years, Lukaku. He's 31 now, 92 goals and 130 games for Belgium. And he will come on. And Doku will also come on with his pace and his trickery. And De Ketelaere is going to be the man who goes off. He'll be dispirited by that, but he's got his goals.
Yeah, he will be. But I feel you need to bring on Lukaku now, because they're going to play on a counter-attack and they're going to need someone to hold the ball up. De Ketelaere's had an outstanding game. He'll start the next game against Spain for sure after scoring 2 goals.
Luca Bacchio makes way for Doku. Thoughts on Luca Bacchio?
Yeah, he's been good. He's been really effective, to be fair. I questioned whether, like, for me, I love Doku. I think Doku's a fantastic player, but Luca Bacchio has come on and, I mean, started today and done well. He came on in the last game against Senegal, made a big impact as well.
Romelu Lukaku, at 31 years of age. Can he see Belgium through? Played in World Cup 14, played in World Cup 18, played in World Cup 22. He only featured in a couple of qualifiers, actually, for this one. He scored 1 in 2 games. Napoli player. Didn't get the number of games under his belt for them this season. He was out until late January with a problem. USA have possession on the far side. Given away. Now they clear to Lukaku, broad-shouldered. Touches it to his right-hand side, and there's a rather cynical foul that leaves Tielemans on the deck. Free kick for the USA and a yellow card.
So he's an exciting player.
He broke his arm, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And we'll wait to see if he's not on yet, is he? No, he's not come on yet. So they had the hydration break when they could have made a change, but they decided not to. They'll wait a little bit. Played up towards Balogun. And certainly the events of the last 24 hours have deeply affected him, I think.
Yeah, too much flicks and tricks. Get hold of the ball.
Confirmation of that Tillman caution has just flashed up on our screen here. And why not make the change during the hydration break?
I don't know. I don't know.
Adams has gone off, Pepe has come on. So he's a striker for a midfield player. 19 goals he scored for his club this season. He's got 30 for the United States of America in his 40 internationals. He started a couple of games in the last 19 months. So they have made that change then. An attacker for a midfield player. And time is slipping away from them on 5 Live. We've got, what, 17 minutes to go. But they do have a runner down now their left-hand side. The left-hand side of the Belgian defence, I should say. It doesn't come to anything. It's blocked and cleared away. The United States have it back on the halfway line. They find Tim Ream. Ream reaches to his right-hand side. Angle ball out wide to the left-hand side. Robinson settles on it. Little chip forward towards the edge of the penalty area. He was looking for Tillman there. Didn't come through to Tillman. He's playing in a more central position now, it seems. And Belgium cleared away. And Lukaku will chase down on that. Then siphoned it away by Matt Fries. Horrible error for the Vanaken goal to present Belgium with their third. He has it now inside the 6-yard area. Chips out wide towards the right-hand side. And they try and get going from out there. Freeman. That central position. Deep inside its own half. The ball is chipped long out wide towards this left-hand side. They're looking to find Robinson wherever they can, the United States of America. He couldn't keep the ball in play. And it is a throw-in for the United States of America. Time is slipping away from the United States of America. We've seen Mexico go out the hands of England in a thriller. Canada departing. It's going to be a different World Cup. I was in 1994. Based a lot of the time down in Florida with the Ireland camp, and when the United States of America went out, the tournament completely changed. The interest on television, the interest in the streets completely changed.
Yeah. And will we still get the sellout? That's what you've got to realise. I still think we will, because we've got superstars, but I'm surprised Tillman's still on the pitch. I know he's a good player, but he just looks like he's carrying something.
I've just seen the Jeff Bezos, the big owner of Amazon, in the
that
stand.
was him. Yeah, that was him.
I'm up on all these things.
Yeah, I like it.
Courtois will take a free kick. Strange but wonderful looking horseshoe stadium. Big roofs down either side. And then behind one of the goals, you've got that little flicked up area as Belgium now look for Doku. Can he create something in the penalty? Just steered away from him by Freeman. And it'll be a goal kick, I think, to Doku's surprise. 2 substitutes to bring on for Belgium. Doku and Lukaku, with their ability, with their experience as well. Like you said, what must it have been like for the US? Training 3-1 to see those 2 subs getting ready.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And we ain't even seen Kevin De Bruyne yet, so probably need a goal in the next 5 minutes, JP. If they get a goal in the next 5 minutes, the US, it's game on. But since they've conceded to Van Aken, they've not been nowhere near. They've not been threatening. Everything's been in front of the Belgium, and Belgium have defended ever so well. So at the moment, they don't deserve anything.
Richards side foots it to the tall figure of Tim Ream from St. Louis. Down that left-hand side, St. Louis, whichever way you want to call it. Meet me in St. Louis. St. Louis at the fair. No, not that one?
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
It's a toss-up for Belgium to the left full-back position. And Robinson comes in with a whiplash challenge, and that's a foul to Belgium. He's cut a frustrated figure, hasn't he, tonight, Robinson?
Yeah, I think that every USA player is cutting a frustrated figure, to be fair, because they just haven't been good enough, and they've been beaten by a better team at the moment.
I promise this will be the biggest World Cup ever. It will have the biggest attendance within stadia at any World Cup. It'll beat 1994, also held here, because they have these massive, humongous stadia dotted around the country. Up to Lukaku for Belgium. Awkward ball for him really to deal with and find a teammate. Tried to find Trossard. It's cleared away now for the US. And down the left-hand side, they'll pick it up with Tillman. Tillman cuts, rolls in field, looks for a free kick. Referee gives it. And he'll take it as Nicholas Raskin just backs away. The industrious Belgian midfield, and they have been more industrious in that area. Vanaken, Tillmans, Raskin, and the USA. Much vaunted trio.
Twice Belhelter's gotten the ball and he's given the ball away. It's not good enough. It's just not good enough. Like that, other players on the bench who could come on and make a better impact. I don't see that substitution.
13 minutes to go, and Belgium will give Europe another team in the last 8. Robinson will take this throw in. They will meet Spain in Inglewood on Friday. The referee is rather stern in there, having a word with Ngoy of Belgium. I couldn't quite see who the United States player was.
Oh, it was Balogun. They were both like grappling with each other.
I think he's done well, the referee.
He has. He's reffed it really well.
And again, Colleen up in the stand, you wouldn't argue with him. He looks like a mini-me out there.
He does, yeah, he does. He does.
Same shaven head, same interesting eyes. United States of America have possession on the halfway line. Little flicked ball back by Rayner towards that left hand. It hasn't impacted on the game at all. Freeman's across there. Is there any way through as the ball is pushed back then out wide towards that right-hand touch? And in comes across. It's dangerous. It's headed away confidently at the back. But Belgium, that's a good strike. It's a good strike wide. That was Berhalter with the strike, but it went wide.
Yeah, he nearly made me eat my words, JP, to be fair. And that's what you want to see him in them forward position. He takes a good touch and he hits it left-footed. He's really unlucky. It's only because he cuts across it and it just goes wide. And another superstar, his dad in the crowd. He wasn't a superstar when he was with me at Palace. I used to moan to him all the time. Defend properly.
What did he say to you?
He scored goals, Clinton. But no, I liked Greg. Got on well with him, Greg Berhalter. I really did get on well with him. We had him and another American, Jovan Karofsky, we got from was at Man United. 2 very good players.
Berhalter was popular with the fans, I seem to remember, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. No-nonsense defender. Left-footed as a defender as well.
McKennie is caught on the touchline. The United States fans are booing. And they probably want a yellow card. Kevin De Bruyne sits on the ice boxes on the halfway line, waiting for his chance to come on, he hopes. Lukaku for Belgium, twisting and turning. 3 men on him to try and win it back for the US. They can't, and Belgium leading this game by 3-1. Switch it away to the right-hand side. And Trossard trying to hold off Robinson. You know each other from Premier League games, of course. Robinson wins it. Now this is a chance for the US as they find Ricardo Pepi. Inaccurate the pass infield. How many times has possession turned over on the back of a poor American pass?
Yeah, it's just been disappointing. All game disappointing on the ball. And Belgium have been outstanding. Even though they haven't seen a lot of the ball in the second half, I think they've managed the game ever so well.
Well, Mauricio Pochettino has changed his personnel. He's changed his formation. He can't change the outcome if they're going to be playing like this. It's a free kick to Belgium. Tim Ream is arguing with the referee, suggesting there should have been something in the United States' favour further down the field. Doku rolled to the ground by McKennie. It's going to be a free kick here to Belgium. He does that so well.
Yeah, he does.
Listen to the boos. Not just for the referee's decision there. I think the referee's been good, but they are booing because they haven't played at all well. Robinson will take the throw for the US. We trail by 3-1, and we are into the 80 minutes now. They're going to need a miracle here. They're going to need to do to Belgium what Belgium did to Senegal. They might do here because they've got Balogun into the penalty area. Shoots. It's parried by the goalkeeper, Courtois. One of the first saves he's had to make in the game. Big chance. That was a big chance for the man who's been at the centre of so much news.
Yeah, I think they needed to score there if they wanted to get something out of the game. It was a good ball over the top, and he's got the beating of the defenders, Balogun, and he gets onto it. But his first touch took him away from goal. If he'd gone across him, could have hit it right foot. And then it's a good strike, but good save from Courtois.
How long has Reina been on the field of play? Where exactly has he been detailed to play, Reina? He's now on this left-hand side in support of...
He's hardly touched the ball, to be fair.
I don't... He's had no impact, has he?
No, you're right.
Here's McKennie on the right-hand side for the United States of America, into the penalty area. Balogun out wide, in comes a dangerous goal. Reina made a run in there, and it was taken away at the expense of a corner kick. I think it was Brandon McKennie who got it away, the Bruges player, another veteran, 33 years of age, hasn't missed a minute of these finals. Another Bruges veteran, 549 games for Bruges, over 1,000, over 1,100 games. Mekele and Vanaken getting their reward for such loyalty with a place in the World Cup finals. In comes the corner for the United States of America, and headed comfortably, I think it came off a Belgian head back then towards Thibaut Courtois.
Yeah, I think it might have been Balogun who just got a touch at the front post, to be fair. But it was just showing his chance there. It was a mistake. It was a big mistake, and he was in. But it was his second touch that it didn't take him in towards goal. If he takes his second touch in towards goal, it took him away from goal. But it's a good save from Courtois.
I think that's the first save Courtois made in the game. He's obviously beaten. He's been beaten on 3 occasions, but they haven't had many efforts that he's. He saved from Castagna, didn't he? No, that's right. That's the first one.
No, you're right.
Yeah. I think he's been underused. The Castagna one was saved by Freeze. This is Ricardo Pepi. 3-1 to Belgium. Chip forward into the penalty area, looking for Robinson up in support. Heads it square to the edge of the box. And Belgium get it away. Nathan Ngoy and Brandon McKennie at the back have been very sound indeed. We're seeing Onana walking down the touchline on crutches for Belgium. Looks as if his World Cup is done. He had to go off in the first half fairly early on in the game and looked distraught. He knew straight away, as you were saying in the commentary.
Yeah, he knew. The way his knee planted, he knew straight away. And you know as a player, when you feel something in your knee, he looked like he might have had history with it anyway because he was all taped up.
United States of America move forward. Tillman slightly left of centre, halfway inside the Belgium half.
It's too slow, JP, their build-up. It's too slow.
Robinson tries to go inside the cover on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side of the Belgian defence. Castagna couldn't do so, and Trossard kicks for touch, but looked a little bit wearied as he did so. And there is still time here. Not a lot of it, but there is still time. What, 5.5 minutes still to go?
Yeah, plus probably 6 minutes of added on.
US have it with Berhalter to the left-hand touchline. Robinson, left foot, swipes across through the middle. He goes to a Belgium shirt, to Kuiper. He clears it away to Doku. Doku flicks it beyond his man Freeman on that far side. Now operating as an orthodox right back against Doku and in trouble. And Doku cruises beyond him. And Doku now runs at Richards. And Doku plays it into Lukaku. Lukaku trying to hold off the defender. It'll come back to Doku. Doku has support on the edge of the box from Vanaken. Plays to the right-hand side of the penalty area. Trossard checks inside the defender. Left foot bending shot headed away by Richards. Back to Trossard. Pressure all on the United States of America. Penalty area right now. Trossard calms things down. Pulls it back to the midfield. Raskin out wide to the right-hand touch. Raskin's had a good game for Rangers player. And out wide towards this near touchline. He's been steady in there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's been good in there. He's had energy as well. He made the assist for the first goal. They've all been good, to be fair. All the Belgian players. It's been an impressive performance.
Here he's Raskin into the penalty area. Gets the dead ball and pulls the cross back through the penalty area. Freeman clears for the US. Straight to a Belgian player. Tielemans, not a great touch by him, but they still have possession now. With Castagna trying to get down the right-hand touchline, rolled to the ground there, no free kick given against Pepi, who wants the ball back, doesn't get the ball back played into him, but the United States of America do get a free kick here for a foul on Malik Tillman.
He has no time to be rolling around on the ground, Malik Tillman. If you're injured, get off the pitch, get someone else on the pitch. Got no time.
Pepe was strong in the challenge, and Castano, I thought he might have rolled him to the ground. A few challenges coming in now. Belgium leading by 3-1. Mauricio Pochettino comes to the near touchline, arms outstretched with a look to say to the referee, why aren't you giving these free kicks? But anyway, US have it now with Tillman. Tillman, short sleeve, dark blue US uniform as they would call it, white boots. Now they find with McKennie.
It's just keep the ball in the box.
The passing hasn't been good enough.
No, it hasn't been good enough. It's been sloppy, but once you're in the box, you've got to stay on the ball. You can't be doing flicks and tricks. Can't touch you in the box. Got to get control of the ball. It's been frustrating, to be fair. I'm not even a USA fan, and I'm frustrated watching it because of how good they've been in previous games, and they've been so disappointing in a big, crucial knockout game.
3 minutes to go. I don't think many people were US fans coming into this game. I think a lot of people have appreciated what they've done on the pitch in the tournament so far, but the events of the last 48 hours have certainly soured the way that the football fans around the world and official bodies, like, for example, UEFA, who stood up against what's happened. I think a lot of people have turned against the United States of America on the football field, which is a shame for players like Chris Richards. He's a terrific professional footballer from Birmingham, Alabama, and he missed the last World Cup. And here's Tim Ream, for whom this would be a last World Cup, you'd think. Belgium are bringing on a couple more substitutes any moment now. US on the attack, they can't find a way through, and Castagna has time to leave it to his goalkeeper, who will take his time before he clears it away.
Yeah, it's too slow again, Tillman, but Tillemans is a great interception, from Tillemans. He's been really good in midfield.
Courtois looks long, chase between Lukaku and Tim Ream. And when I say chase between Lukaku and Tim Ream, they're not two Olympic 100-meter sprinters.
No, definitely not. I don't think we're going to see Kevin De Bruyne today, though.
Left on the bench. There's a story in itself. Axel Witsel will come on at the age of 37 to see things up. Trossard's going to be one of the players who goes off. Sailormakers, yeah, it's his Sailormakers, the other one I think is coming on for them, wearing 22, the Milan-based player. Midfield player can play on the right-hand side, and the other player goes off is Raskin. Just looking down at his knee there as he's talking to one of the support staff. Not too sure there was much in that, but he's played very, very well for them. So there were the two changes. Witsel for Raskin and Sailormakers for Leandro Trossard. And the ground, am I imagining this? Has the ground gone completely flat?
It has, but they've got two subs ready to come on. Make the change. What are you waiting for? It's the end of the game. They're just standing there on the touchline.
So another appearance for Axel Witsel, 139 for Belgium now. Robinson on the attack for the US, gets across in the middle, it's too high for Balogun in the middle, he looks exasperated.
They have got two strikers. Where's the other striker, Pepe, outside the box? You're losing the game and your striker's outside the box.
Seems difficult to understand. Confirmation of the two substitutes for Belgium who've gone off. Witsel has come on into the midfield area to replace Raskin in there. He'll play in a deeper role, of course. Mind you, he's quite high now. He's coming on this left-hand side to combine with Robinson. 4 minutes.
Only 4 minutes. I'm not sure about that, because it's nearly 3 minutes of the hydration, and we've had about 4 or 5 substitutions. So it should at least be 6 minutes. I can understand why the fans are booing there.
Robinson. Why not dream, said Mauricio Pochettino, and let's go and do the impossible. Well, it is now nigh on impossible for them at 3-1 down in the closing stages. Little step over on the edge of the penalty area by Balogun. Thought he had a teammate close up behind him. Tillman was too far off the play. Belgium can clear to Doku over the halfway line, holds it, spins 360-degree turn. Tielemans, Doku is fouled. Tielemans goes towards the referee, pleads free kick. Referee says, look, you got possession, on you go. They have the ball on the left-hand side. No way through out there, though, for them on that side for Sailor-Makers. The 27-year-old Belgium Milan-based player. Instead, the United States of America find Robinson cruising into the Belgium half. In comes the chip, a little bit too high for Balogun. Back to Robinson's head, goes square. He can't get into the game. Rayner's not been able to impose on the game at all.
No, he's done zero. He's probably had about 3 or 4 touches since he's come on.
And Doku's just won a free kick. I think that's the 3rd one he's won since he's come on the pitch.
Yeah, he's been good. And that's why you make substitutions like the likes of Doku in particular. Not so much Lukaku hasn't had the impact that Doku has, because they'll take you up the pitch.
Well, Balogun's going to go off. Robinson's going to go off as well. Max Arfston of Columbus Crew is going to come on. He's a forward. He'll be wearing 18. And the other substitute who's coming on for them, I think it's Haji Wright. Commentary's Haji Wright.
Yeah, you're right. It is Haji Wright.
He's a striker, so they are throwing caution to the wind.
Too little, too late, to be fair, JP.
Robinson's gone off, Balogun's gone off. So the end of here's now Lukaku for Belgium across the goalkeeper. They've got another. The United States are not just going out of the World Cup. They are going out, having been hammered by Belgium. A humbling defeat at the end of a controversial week, when Balogun was allowed to play despite a red card suspension. Belgium fumed. Belgium have come out today like a team on a mission, and they have completed that mission. USA 1, Belgium 4.
Yeah, it's a mistake from Chris Richards. He's trying to play out from the back, to be fair. Big mistake, but it's a great finish from Lukaku, though, on his weaker right foot. They keep the ball alive on that left-hand side, and it goes back to Richards, and he should just probably put his foot through it, because they've already conceded through trying to play out from the back before, but it falls to Lukaku, and once he's into this position on the corner, it's a great finish with his right foot. He just bends it past Fries into that far corner. It's a fantastic finish, and that's what he can do, Lukaku. He can come on and have a big impact, and he's done it for a few games for Belgium. What a finish that is from Romelu Lukaku, and they thoroughly deserve this victory, and what an encounter it will be against Spain as well.
Knows he's not going to start too many games these days, Lukaku, but he has his 93rd goal in Belgium colours, and all around the stadium as Lukaku holds up the shirt of Onana, who limped off earlier, surely out of the World Cup, just to celebrate his presence and what he's meant to the squad. There are so many USA fans who look bitterly disappointed. Lukaku to Doku, strong challenge on him in the centre circle there by Berhalter. The US subs have simply had no effect whatsoever.
No, and Belgium subs have had a big effect as well.
Belgium have crushed the United States, and Belgium go through to a quarter-final with Spain on Friday in Inglewood, because they have won with goals from De Ketelaere, Tillman having levelled between those two goals with a deflected free kick. Then Vanaken gifted it by the United States goalkeeper Matt Fries, and Lukaku, more errors at the back. Has the reign of Mauricio Pochettino ended at the United States of America? Well, that's your return to European football for one of the greatest club managers in recent times. But for the United States, the hosts are out. Quinton Morrison.
Yeah, they are out, and they just weren't good enough. They've had a good tournament, and yeah, they've been outstanding to get this far, but Belgium just showed their class, and this is the best I've seen Belgium play at the tournament so far. Had an identity, and he made some big calls, not starting Doku, Kevin De Bruyne and Lukaku, but it worked, and players that have come in had a big impression on the game. So it'd be interesting to see how Belgium do against Spain. I still make Spain favourites, but credit to Belgium and Rudy Garcia. He made some big calls and they came off for him.
Dalton, we both fancied the Belgians to win this, but not like this, not in the way they've won it. They've absolutely crushed the United States of America, 4-1.
Jonathan Fierce, thank you very much. Clinton Morrison, excellently done. Thank you both. Really exciting stuff there. The United States, host nation, one of the host nations, out of the World Cup in dramatic fashion. Belgians have done it. They have done it. And also, there's still a lot left to be talked about across the world with regards to the fallout from this American, this particular fixture. You know what I mean.